What's going on?
I did not just win. I blew his ass out, and I still got Travis Kelce tonight. Let's go.
And
Let's
see
freaking go.
how we start off this morning. Bishop, outside of many things happen, he is in high spirits, everyone.
I am.
Y'all know what it is. E2G Sports Network presents First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in. You know what the deal is. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop. And we're here, favorite vets on the nets, as we get ready to talk about some of the topics that went on in reference to sports over the course of the weekend. As you see, Bishop is, pulling on the jersey, tucking it, or whatever case like that.
Let's go.
Wise choice of jerseys to wear this morning, or I guess you could say sports memorabilia. Usually we might have Bishop show up in some Oklahoma Sooner gear. This morning we have him show up in Philadelphia.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing on this morning, on this Monday morning. You don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, so
it's coming out. It's gonna come out. I know it's coming.
It's gonna come out.
It's coming.
Like I said, I hope you I don't know if you got the tag. I was like, I hope you put your flak vest on because
bullet rounds are coming. Yeah, let me go get my vest, man. Let me go get my vest.
I'm surprised you ain't pull up this morning with it on already. look.
See, can you get on here good, really, Anthony? Wait for it, Anthony, because aren't you a Washington Redskins? Oh, I'm sorry, Commanders fan. Don't you say nothing. Carson Wentz is exactly what I told you he was. Yeah.
So, in any case, like Bishop said, we'll
get into
it without a doubt. Whether make you laugh or make you cry sometimes. But it's still stuff to be talked about. Of course, y'all know, as we talked about earlier, the MLB playoffs is going on, Major League Baseball. Over the course of the weekend, they had the wild card, in which, of course, good morning, Kanique. What's going on, sis? Glad to see you rocking with us, being information this morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I bet on the Titans. I'm not stupid. Anthony, just don't do that, Anthony. Don't do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So even though you might have bet on that, ain't your squad though. That ain't your squad. Don't play.
That's what he's saying. I ain't stupid.
We ain't talking about bets. Let's talk about your team.
So, of course, like you said, the wild card weekend over the course of the beginning on Friday. And, of course, advancement is what it was all about. You had a couple of teams advance so they could play in the divisional playoffs. Of course, the Cleveland Guardians were able to take care of business. Take care of business. Won their series 2-0 over the Tampa Bay Rays. The Seattle Mariners took care of their business, winning their series over the Toronto Blue Jays. The San Diego Padres long fought the only division wild card series that went all three games, but the San Diego Padres were able to take care of business, win their series 2-1, and the Philadelphia Phillies take care of the St. Louis Cardinals, winning their division series 2-0, which basically ended the career for Ariel Pujols, as that was his last game played. So, of course, he was looking at retirement and will ride off into the sunset with those wins in the series. Starting Tuesday, we start the divisional play, the DSs, NLDS, ALDS. Of course, the Seattle Mariners will face off against the Houston Astros. The Cleveland Guardians will face off against the New York Yankees. The Philadelphia Phillies will take on the Atlanta Braves, and the Los Angeles Dodgers will be hosting the San Diego Padres in the NLDS, LA, and the ALDS. Of course, like I said, I feel like the Dodgers have some bones to pick, in which I look forward to another Atlanta Brave showdown, and then coming back around the way to take out Houston if they are victorious. So that's how I'm looking at it. Dodgers, Braves, Astros, and even the Yankees. I'm with the Yankees because if we happen to get past the Astros, I'm willing to see that, of course. Almost said military league basketball. Major League Baseball in full effect, down to the last 8 teams in the country. As they continue with their trek, continue to who is going to be coined or the the World Series champion for the 2022 season. Um, so yeah, let's go Big Blue. Um, where are we at now? What was that? Calvin. Yeah. See, here we go. All really, really,
He's
all,
an Eagles fan. He's an
all.
Eagles
Well, I know
fan.
Alvin. I can say that Alvin has
Yes.
claimed that. Saying the whole time in
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we, saying since he's been coming on and speaking, he has been
That's right.
claiming
That's right. That's
Eagles.
right.
But
That's right.
don't. Well, this is why I'm saying, Bishop. Before without getting too far into the NFL right now, because we still got a couple NCAA, NBA, and then NFL.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
y'all don't be that team. Don't be that team.
What team is that?
Don't be those fans.
Don't be
That
the what fans are those?
the fans that all of a sudden come on and now y'all acting like this is where y'all haven't been, and you know what I'm saying, now we get
Um,
all the
I
everyone's
mean,
fly Eagles
aren't
fly.
we deserving? Aren't we deserving of being able to say that because we're
Y'all are
the only
the only
undefeated team
y'all are
in
the
the
only
NFL,
undefeated team.
5-0. Like
Y'all
no
are
one
the
else can
only
say that.
undefeated
We
team
lead
in
all
records. In
teams
records,
in
yes,
records,
yes.
all teams. Hey, let us have our moment, man. Let us have our moment.
Touche, touche.
Don't take our shine, baby. Don't take our shine. Let us have our moment.
So, of course, like we say, going into, we know there were a bevy of games over the course of the weekend with reference to uh, the NCAA.
Yes.
Uh, if you look back over, of course, uh, the games,
I think I hear my doorbell. Hold on one second.
the Michigan number four
Yeah.
Michigan was victorious in their game versus Indiana, winning 31-10. The Tennessee Volunteers as Applewhite, then
Apple what? Yeah, you
yeah,
know he's
then
excited about that. Yeah.
eighth ranked Tennessee Volunteers took on LSU. They were able to take care of business 40-13. Number 19 Kansas faced off against number 17 TCU. TCU pulled out the win, getting a measly
It was close
7-point
though.
victory. But it was
Yeah,
like you said,
it was
it
close.
38-17. I mean 38-31.
31. Yeah, it was close.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs took on the Arkansas Razorbacks, who have fell from glory at their early when they were peaking. Now they're being beaten 40-17. Um, Cincinnati got the W by 4-point W over South Florida, winning 28-24. At the end, ranked number 24. Georgia 42-10 over Auburn. Oklahoma State still putting it on for Oklahoma, getting the 41-31 dub over Texas Tech, although it was a dogfight. The UCLA Bruins, emerging from the ashes, were able to take care of business with the Utah Utes, then ranked number 11. UCLA was ranked 18. They get the 10-point W, 42-32. Ohio State 49-20 over Michigan State. Number nine ranked Ole Miss 52-28 over Vanderbilt. Uh, one of a couple of upsets. Arizona State gets the upset victory over 21st ranked Washington at the time. 45-38. Clemson took care of business 31-8. Number 3 over Boston College. USC, sixth ranked USC, then ranked sixth ranked USC, took care of business after quite a little struggle at the first half versus Washington State Cougars, getting the W 30-14. South Carolina, okay, let's go. Rattler taking care of business, 4-2 South Carolina,
Hey, don't do that.
beat
Don't hype up
number
Rattler.
13th
Don't hype
ranked
that dude up.
Kentucky 24-14. Wake Forest throttled Army 45-10. BYU, another upset, lost to Notre Dame 28-20. Iowa State, a 1-point L to then ranked 20 ranked Kansas State 10-9. Alabama 24-20 over Texas A&M. NC State 19-17 over
What's up,
Florida
Key? What's
State.
up, Key?
And lastly, Oregon, number 12 ranked Oregon, beats Arizona 49-22. So with all that said, of course, if you picked up on words, we know that the top 25 rank has came out. The last, I believe, of the top 25s as we get ready to get instituted into No, we got a couple. I think a couple more before we start hitting the CFP rankings, in which we could expect some of our favorite teams to drop even further. Of course, with that being said, a couple of new players into the dance. James Madison University, formerly of the FBS, FCS, now a part of the FCS. Correction, FCS, now part of the FBS. James Madison ranked number 25 with a 5-0 record. Illinois is making their first appearance in the top 25 at 24. Kentucky ranked number 22 after their loss, tied for 22 with Texas after they took care of business 49-0 versus the Oklahoma Sooners. Number 21 ranked Cincinnati. Number 20, Utah falls from 11 to 20. Kansas falls now ranked number 19. Syracuse still in the game, undefeated, 18th rank. Number 17 ranked Kansas State. 16 Mississippi State. 15 North Carolina State, dropping one. Wake Forest at number 14. TCU at number 13, Oregon at number 12, UCLA at number 11. At number 10, as we get into the top 10, Penn State, number 10, Ole Miss, number 9, Oklahoma State, number 8. At number 7, USC, the blasphemy. Number 6, Tennessee. Number 5, Michigan. Number 4, Clemson. Number 3.
Wait a minute, Tennessee jumped y'all?
Yeah. Tennessee. Yeah, that's what I said. That's that BS. Tennessee jumps USC to number 6.
Because they in a whack conference, Anthony. You just heard me say, Tennessee just jumped USC? They in a whack conference. That's why Oregon is still at 12. You gotta get y'all not playing nobody.
But hell, because UCLA moved from number 19 to number 11 with their victory over
but didn't they beat somebody ranked though? They beat 11 ranked Utah. Yeah, they gonna jump. Yeah, they gonna jump. So who did Oregon play this weekend? Oh, they played Arizona. They didn't beat nobody. Arizona. Yeah, they didn't beat nobody. They not gonna move.
Clemson jumps number 5. Clemson jumps Michigan. Alabama drops from number 1 to number 11. To number 3. Alabama's number 3.
Who's number 2?
Ohio State. And Georgia's back up at number 1.
I knew Georgia was number 1.
So there was a lot of shuffling in the top 7. A lot of shuffling. USC drops 1 after their win. Tennessee takes a huge leap from 8 to 6. Michigan drops. 25 ranked LSU. Michigan drops from number 4 to number 5. Clemson jumps number 4.
Michigan didn't lose, did they? Oh
no, they didn't. They no one in the top, but they just, like you said, and Georgia drops from number 1 to number 3. Ohio State.
Alabama.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So sorry. Alabama drops 2 spots, which got jumped by 2 teams. Right. So it was a lot of jumping going on.
But Georgia should have never
had drops.
Never relinquished the number 1 spot. If they don't lose, they shouldn't drop. In my opinion, I don't think Georgia should have ever dropped. Remember I asked that, I think, on Friday. It's like, how is Alabama at 1 over Georgia when Georgia hasn't lost, neither has Alabama? But how did Alabama skip over Georgia to get the number 1 spot? That don't even make sense. When Oklahoma score, then you could talk, Bishop. When the Commanders win a game, then you could talk, Anthony. Okay, we'll wait.
So now, of course, as we look forward to this coming week, there's a couple of a season high 6 games that will have implications, of course, as their ranked teams play ranked teams. Number 10, Penn State takes on number 5, Michigan. So that should be a pretty good game. Of course, you know who I'm cheering for. We need those spots ahead of us. Number 3, Alabama will face off against Tennessee. Let's go. I want Alabama to lose, but then again, the way that the polls be set up, Alabama losing would still drop them just ahead of USC. I can just see that now. Number 8, Oklahoma State takes on number 13th ranked TCU. Number 15, NC State takes on number 18th ranked Syracuse. Additionally, number 16 ranked Mississippi State at number 22 ranked Kentucky. And of course, number 7 USC takes on number 20 ranked Utah. So plenty of opportunities for there could be another shift in the top 7 again, let alone almost the top 10. This week is going to be some separation going on as we get closer and closer to what is going to be the CFP playoff CFP rankings to start to come out. So, hey, there's more to come. Is it our opportunity? Is there a chance that Oklahoma can make their way at least back into the top 25 at minimum? They're not going to be a contender. That's just that part. Yeah. It just comes back to what we talked about, what we discussed before, where ultimately the players become these teams are. I think I did predict that initially. I did predict that Oklahoma would be a 4-win team, 4 or 5-win team. Then I think maybe a 500 team. I don't know if that's even the case.
You did say that. Who? We're not having him on here because he wasn't on here. We're not having him on here. Nope. First, let me address. We're not having him on here. Remove him. Remove this dude right here. We're not having this dude on here. First, let me address this dude Anthony real quick. Guess I'm talking. Washington did win a game. The first game we won 3 games before that. Oklahoma won 3 games. So while you sitting there talking, don't talk. Because y'all ain't won since. Y'all won a game and haven't won 1 since. So we really can't talk. Ohio should be number 1 right now. How do you figure that out?
Ohio State?
You must be in Ohio State, but how do you figure that? How does Ohio State outjump Georgia? Don't worry, I'll wait. The way Alabama and Georgia not dominating and have close games, Ohio should... Bro, y'all played Michigan State this week. Y'all play Michigan State. Don't make me go, hold on, Trey. Because, see, people come in here with the nonsense. See, Alvin, we was cool until you started talking nonsense about these. Hold on. Then y'all played week 5. Y'all played, hold on. Let me get to it. Ohio State played who in week 5, Trey? You know?
They played, Ohio State played Penn State, I think it was.
Okay. How much did they win by?
Let me see. I'm looking back at it.
That was week 5. Y'all played Penn State. Week 4, y'all played Wisconsin.
Oh, they played Michigan. Okay, no, they didn't play. I don't know who they played on what's called. This week they won 49-20.
Week 3, hold on. Let me get Alvin squared away. Week 3, y'all played Toledo.
They played Rutgers last week. That's who they played.
Stop it, Alvin. We ain't even gonna talk no more. We ain't even going back no more. That's why y'all haven't jumped Alabama or Georgia. Or I'm sorry. That's why y'all not in the number 1 spot. Y'all not playing nobody. Y'all not finna jump to number 1 and y'all playing Toledo's, Wisconsin. I mean, who was it that they played this week? Toledo and
they played Michigan State this week.
Michigan State. Now y'all don't jump to number 1 with teams that y'all playing that ain't ranked. No, stop it, bro. Stop it. Boo to Fegels. Can't wait to the Okay, Kevin. Okay. I'm not an Ohio State. Oh, well, you sure act like one. You sure act like that. Why you worried about why they not number 1 then? Because we all know NCAA will do whatever for Alabama, but Georgia should be number 1. He just said they number 1.
Yeah, they are.
They went back to number 1. All right, go ahead, Trey. I want to get Anthony good. All right, here go Eric on here.
So, of course. So you know what? I wasn't going to bring it up, but you're saying
you was talking about my Eagles. I mean, not my Eagles, but about my Oklahoma.
Well, I mean,
win.
Yeah, I mean that's the outside the fact. I mean, y'all was out without Dylan Gabriel,
which showed drastically. So this is my thing about Brent Venables. Mm-hmm. He's a defensive coach. He's the head coach, but he's a defensive coach. I got it. I need y'all to understand something. You being a defensive coach, you need to show like you're a defensive coach. For one, you knew there was probably a 90 to 80% chance that Dylan Gabriel was not going to play this weekend. You knew this as a head coach. You pretty much knew that, especially by Wednesday or Thursday. So you mean to tell me in the week preparation coming into the Red River Shootout, You came in with a plan to bring in a quarterback who you obviously had no confidence in throwing the ball. Obviously, you put him, 3 running backs in the Wildcat and ran the ball the entire game. The entire game. That means they put 8 to 9 people in the box. That was the worst coaching I've ever seen in college football history. That was the worst coaching I've ever seen in college football history. If you do not have the confidence in your quarterbacks, why are you there? And why do you have them there? That is poor coaching. Horrible coaching. And then not only that, you couldn't even stop the offense as a defensive coach. That's 3 weekends in a row that you've allowed over 40-something points a game. They got 1,700 yards against the Sooners this year on the Sooners defense. 1,700 yards, and we are only 6 games in. It's a possibility that the Sooners, no, it ain't even a possibility. It's already there that this is probably the worst season ever in Oklahoma Sooner history. And that is bad. And everybody want to talk about, Mr. Brent Venables first. I don't want to hear that. We're a prestige program. We're used to winning. This right here that's going on right now, this is not our norm. We're not used to that. That's not our norm. We would not have that. If it's up to me, Brett, you on the hot seat. That
Already? After a year?
Absolutely. That seat is burning. That seat is, you about to catch hemorrhoids or something on that seat because that.
Eric, after a year, that's how you do it?
It's burnt. Bro, did you not hear what I said? We are a winning program.
Goodness, after a year though?
Program. We're not used to get. You know how long ago the last time we got blown out? 1972 was the last time we got blown out. That tells you about the Oklahoma Sooner program, bro. We do not lose like that. You see those 2 gentlemen behind me? One Heisman Trophy winner and another Heisman Trophy candidate. That's what we produce out there in Oklahoma, baby. We don't even ain't nobody up for an award in Oklahoma right now. They up for the Toilet Bowl Award. That's what they up for, the Toilet Bowl Award. That's what it said. Thank you, bro. 50 years. 50 years since the last time we got blown out. 50 years.
But you calling for jobs after
that's right,
a
baby.
year?
That's right. Let's go. Brett Venables, I need you to go. Defensive coordinator, you need to leave. Defensive coordinator, you need to go. All the quarterbacks that don't know what the hell they doing, y'all need to go to somebody's camp this weekend and figure out something this week. I'm sorry, not this weekend because you got a game this weekend. Y'all need to go to somebody's camp. Go check out. Hey, matter of fact, all y'all, Dylan, all y'all quarterback, go call Peyton Manning, Eli, Archie, whoever the hell you got to call to get some pointers on how to throw the ball and all that good stuff. Because obviously we got problems. Matter of fact, call up Kyler, call up Jalen, call up.
Don't you dare
call
do
Baker.
that.
Don't call Baker. 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 Don't call everybody else, but don't call Baker. Don't call Baker right now. He ain't doing well. But call up all the rest of them cats.
So, Eric, do you think does Oklahoma get the 6-game minimum for them to get into a bowl game this year?
Negative.
Really, that's what we doing, Eric. That's what we doing this morning, bro.
Are you going too far?
Hold on. Let me tell you about Eric. Trey, let me tell you about Eric. Eric is just like you, right? This fool will call me thinking I'm gonna answer the phone. I'm not.
Hell no, he ain't answering the phone. I told y'all. Eric,
this dude gonna call me thinking you know good well I'm up and answer that phone. No,
that dude is not. If his team lose, you might as well cancel it. You might as well text and tell him, "Hey, I'm trying to get on the game."
I really thought because I'm gonna bet. I gonna ask you how you felt about the game. I called you before the game started.
Did you?
I was calling you about the parlay.
Oh,
okay,
my bad.
That's why I called you.
Say, you might as well have texted them and told them, "Hey, man, I'm trying to get a run on. Let's get down." And then, in the process of y'all playing the game, be like, "Hey, talk to them about them Sooners." That was the only way you gonna get it. That's it. That's it.
So
but yeah.
And then not only that, my brother-in-law, he is a Texas fan. He's huge Texas fan. So I had people over here, him and our realtor. He's a Texas fan, huge Texas fan. So they was all over here at the house. So I had to hear from them. It was not a good weekend, bro. I stayed in the pool all weekend. I didn't even watch the game, bro, for the most part, bro. I really stayed in the pool, bro. When I seen that Brett was allowing what he was allowing, coming out there with the nonsense that he came out there with, bro, I really stopped watching that game. I really did. It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. Yeah, Alvin, I said don't call Baker. Yeah, I said don't call Baker. Don't call Baker. I left him off. Don't call Baker.
No, man, I don't mean you need new coaches though.
Yeah,
why not?
Bro.
After a year, it's only a year.
Hold on, I'm asking you. I'm asking you and Eric. Eric, let me ask you this: you're a defensive coach. You're a defensive mind coach as a head coach. How do you allow over 100 points scored on you in 3 games, and then gets blown out? That ain't rule. That ain't blown out in the Red River Shootout. Like I said, 50 years. That's not room to be fired.
Nah, not after a year. I can see if he had been there for 2 or 3 years.
Bro, that has never happened in the last 20
We got to change the scheme.
My point exactly, Eric. But we lost 3 weeks in a row and you ain't changed nothing.
You don't change the coach.
He's the problem. Ain't he the problem?
Nah, you gonna say he a problem? Is he the problem?
How do you
if Dylan Gabriel was there, if Dylan Gabriel was there, do you think y'all would have had a better chance?
Not really. I still because the defense still had to stop him. Dylan Gabriel might have stopped us from having a 0 on the board, but the defense still had to do what they had to do to stop the offense, which they couldn't do. Bijan Robinson and the freaking Euros, they all running the ball like they ain't never ran the ball before. Come on, man. And that's my thing, Eric. We're talking about 3 weekends in a row. 3 weekends. You say you got to change up your defense. Okay, you didn't do it. First game against TCU, you lost. You put up points, but you lost. Then you play Kansas State, you lose even worse. Then you play Texas and you lose even worse. Like you got worse each game.
What?
Who y'all got next week?
Oh, bro. I hope we play in San Antonio. I hope we play in San Antonio.
Y'all got Kansas.
Yeah, we got Kansas. 19th ranked Kansas.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go.
Well, what's their quarterback? Their star quarterback is injured.
That part. Kansas barely lost. Kansas gave
the quarterback is injured. Yeah, their quarterback injured.
Yeah, but Kansas probably ain't beat us, and I don't know when. So I'm not even. We need this win, but
y'all playing at home too?
Yeah, we playing at home. Yeah, we playing at home. But bro, I really don't. Kansas got that black quarterback, don't they?
He's injured though. Yeah, the dude, Jalen Day.
What? He nice too. He nice. I watched that game.
Heisman hopeful.
Yeah, he nice. He nice. Mm-hmm. I think this is the first time Kansas has ever had a black quarterback. I want to say. I don't think Kansas has ever had a black quarterback, and that I've ever seen. But yeah, we need this win. This is a major win for us to even. I mean, we definitely ain't make it to the FBS or anything like that, but we need this to bounce back. Ooh, that's another big game this weekend too, the Oklahoma State and TCU. Woo! I'm riding Oklahoma State high. I'm riding Oklahoma State high. Huh?
Alabama and Tennessee.
Ooh, that's the game. Where's Applewhite?
I believe Tennessee gonna win that game, bro.
Are you serious? You think Tennessee go? Well, is old boy gonna be back? Tennessee. Is old boy gonna be back?
Tennessee.
He should be. Yeah. You talking about Bryce Young?
Bryce Young, yeah.
Y'all go with Tennessee. I ain't never bet against Alabama until now.
They
Y'all think
playing in
Tennessee that potent?
I don't, bro. I think
You think Tennessee coming for Georgia?
Eric does, but
I believe in Tennessee.
I think Tennessee is overrated, bro. I don't think they there yet.
Man, no way.
It's gonna show this weekend. It's gonna show.
Not that up front. They got the up front to match Alabama now. They got them boys in them trenches now.
Yeah. They playing ball. They balling.
So,
I will not lie.
Look at their head.
For me, they got the trenches now.
Look at the head.
Only Alabama beat you in the trenches.
Look at that. That's true. That is a point that Eric. Good point that Eric made. Looking ahead,
he got them trenches.
Tennessee owns their controls their destiny without a reasonable doubt. They got number 3 Alabama this week. Then 3 weeks from then they got number 1 Georgia. So they got Alabama, UT Martin, Kentucky, and then Georgia, Mizzou, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. So if they can get through Georgia, they got within the next 4 weeks they got 3 top ranked opponents. They control their own destiny.
I'm like Eric. If they pull up an upset over Alabama this weekend in Knoxville, which I'm sure that
in Knoxville,
it's in Knoxville. If they pull an upset at 2:30, if they pull an upset over Alabama in Knoxville, Tennessee, bro, I could see Tennessee going to the number 2 spot.
I think they go to number 3 maybe.
Alabama's number 3.
Yeah, they beat Alabama. They're gonna go. But
who does Ohio State play?
Let
me see. Yeah, who Ohio State play?
OU plays.
They're not OU. They Ohio State.
Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
The O.
Yeah.
I think they're on bye. Let me see. Yeah, they're on bye.
They're on a bye?
Yeah.
Oh, so then they definitely. Yeah, then they could definitely take the number 2 spot then, being that they're on a bye. If Tennessee can upset Alabama, they can take the number 2 spot, depending on how bad they beat Alabama. If it's close, they won't get it. But if they blow out Alabama by at least 2 touchdowns, that's a possible number 2 spot, easy. In my opinion. What you saying, Eric?
You got Michigan. I don't know. I believe in Michigan. Penn State, they I don't know.
Yeah,
so,
you got
it's gonna be a good week though.
Yeah, you got you got Penn State and Michigan, you got TCU at Oklahoma State, you got Georgia at Vanderbilt, which ain't gonna be that's a blowout. Yeah, and then you got Clemson at Florida State. Number 4, Clemson at Florida State, and then USC at Utah, which is gonna be a big game because Utah ranked and USC beat.
So I mean, yeah. So it's now everyone's watching Tennessee now. Tennessee is the hot team right now. They have an opportunity to take out Alabama, drop Alabama. Then 2-3 weeks later, go to Georgia, see if they can take care of business against Georgia. Is Tennessee for real? That's what it is. I know Applewhite gets on. I see him with his Tennessee mug.
His balls.
It's Tennessee. Yeah. So I don't know. Is Tennessee is the Volunteers?
Let me ask y'all that. Well, we know what Eric fit. We know what Eric said. Trey, is Tennessee the real deal? Are they that team this year to be? Are they the what was it? The team last year? It was the
Cincinnati.
Are they
or UTSA?
Or Houston? Are they?
Houston? Yeah, one of those 3.
Are they one of those teams this year?
So it probably would be a little disrespectful to put them in the same. I mean, the situation is the same, but the teams aren't. But I don't know if I believe in Tennessee yet, man. I think after this, and then even with this Alabama game, I can't say because who's going to be the starting quarterback? Is Bryce Young going to be the starting quarterback? It's clearly a difference between Young and Moreau. So I don't know if we could say dub Tennessee that they rolling. You know what I'm saying? I don't win against
blowing people out. They not just winning, they blowing fools out.
I went against them earlier. I thought Florida.
Tennessee play?
I think Florida went against them.
I think I watched them not this week, of course, but last week. I think I watched them play, and I watched that game when they played.
Did y'all say they LSU?
Yeah,
LSU. I think that's the game I watched. Yeah, against LSU. Was it LSU?
This week. That's what they played this week.
LSU,
yeah, they mopped them.
They mopped them, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, they mopped the LSU. I think that's the game I watched. Yeah, I want to say that's the game I watched. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm with Eric. Tennessee is a good team, and they definitely have the potential to beat Alabama. But again, when it's all said and done, we're talking about Nick Saban, and this dude always finds ways to get wins. He always finds ways to get wins.
No, I'm not saying they finna take. I'm not saying they finna go all the way through.
Oh, okay.
I just said I feel like they gonna beat Alabama.
Okay. Well, hell, if they beat Alabama, they ain't got too many opposition until they run into Georgia, and then after that, it's like nothing but smooth sailing
until the SEC championship game.
Yeah, well, and then that's the part.
But I also feel they lose Missouri too. So,
They could possibly, but Missouri lost this weekend though.
Yeah, but
Missouri almost beat Georgia.
Yeah, I was about to say, you stand up for them certain type of games or whatever case like that when it comes around. It's like it's always thought to be it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be an easy game until you face your rival, and it's like or someone in your division or someone in your conference where you know it's a game that counts and you can play spoiler. Then saying people tend to stand up for those games. So, so we don't know. Tennessee might sit up and run through. Tennessee could run through Alabama, turn around, run through Kentucky, turn around, run through.
Which Kentucky is still ranked, right?
Ain't Kentucky 22. Run through Kentucky. Well, you BS and Kentucky can catch them slipping after they come up a high against Alabama and then caught slipping by UT Martin, Kentucky, or they run through all three of them and go through Georgia and then run into Mizzou and Mizzou be like on some other stuff like this ain't it stops here.
Oh no, Kentucky can't be ranked.
Yeah, they're 22. They're 22. They're ranked number 22.
They're 22
with 2 losses,
but they about to lose.
Yeah,
they gonna lose to Mississippi State.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Okay, they still ranked it with 22 with two losses. Okay.
Anthony Price says TCU is a sleeper. So it's you know what?
It's always a sleeper, Anthony. People sleep on TCU. I don't know why they sleep on TCU. TCU has always had a good squad.
For me, I think everything is on. I think everything is in the disarray at this point. Like NFL, NCAA, you don't know. We look and we see the teams that we think are dominant, and then we look up and
not,
like, what
except
the
for
hell
my Eagles.
just happened?
Hold on, except for my Eagles. Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, they messed up all.
5-0, baby. 5-0. Let's go, baby. We can't talk about all teams. There's one team that we can say is one team. One team. Look at you don't think that one team.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, of course, before we're about to get into a little NBA, but I will say that Minnesota is surprising me.
The Vikings?
Yeah.
How they surprising you? How they surprising you, Trey? What?
Come on, we did not expect. We're not going to act like we.
I picked Minnesota would win this week.
Well, I'm saying, but still, I'm talking about their 4-1. Like I didn't expect that from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Look at this dude.
But you know what? For right now, he's good because he's been like, "Yo, Vikings, Skull."
Who did Minnesota beat this week?
Old job, bro. Like
Minnesota beat.
Y'all know why? Y'all know the Rams offense so bad because we got their offensive coordinator. That's our head coach.
Right.
That's our head coach, yeah.
Oh, they beat the Bears.
Bears had a winning record.
Yeah, that's the Bears, bro.
That's light work.
It's a little light work. Let's talk about Minnesota when they beat who they got this. Oh, they got the Dolphins this week. Let's see how good they are against these Dolphins.
No quarterback is over with.
2 weeks in a row, Cousins gave the game away in Miracle for Vikings.
Matter of fact, we're gonna get to that.
What up, CC?
Yeah,
what's up, CC?
How did Cousins?
I'm just saying that's what he said. I didn't see that.
The man goes 17 for 17, and they gonna say Cousins throw the game away.
He went 17 for 17.
He saying anything, bro.
Oh, you said he could
for a second.
Oh.
The defense allowed them to lose up 21-3, and defense allowed them to come back with 17 unanswered points.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get into that.
So we're going to get into that real quick, going into NBA, of course, saying let's put some bright spots out there. As you know, the San Antonio Spurs brought some bright light to the Uvalde community. As we know, of course, Uvalde is where Robb Elementary had that the tragedy take place where 21 individuals, 19 children, 2 kids were killed back at the beginning of the year, back in May. But of course, as a community continues to heal and rebuild, the Spurs decided to hold their open practice this past Saturday at the high school in support of the
Nice.
students of the Robb Elementary that were affected from it. Of course, basically San Antonio, Uvalde is about 88 miles from San Antonio, and which as the one of the premier organizations in the state in that vicinity, they went ahead and did what they could to bring open. Like I said, it was a community event. The kids came out; they were honored. Of course, it was done at Uvalde High School, so the spirits uplifting for those kids. Although it may not be when they start paying attention to the team in itself, but that's neither here nor there. Of course, looking at it additionally, um, it was a con gesture. Generally, what y'all think of? Would y'all agree?
Oh, I think it was amazing, man. I think that was something, because of the tragic, happenings in Uvalde. I think that was amazing. I think that just speaks volumes of Popovich and the type of person he is, and what he believes in, and what he wants his team to believe in, and how they carry themselves around the community of San Antonio. Even though Uvalde is about 100 miles away.
100 miles, close to it, very close to it.
Yeah. So with that, that speaks volume, and that's why so many people love Pop, man, because of the type of person he is. He's heartfelt. He's very hands-on in the community, and he believes the same thing for his team. So, mad shouts out to the San Antonio Spurs and Pop and that whole organization for doing what they did.
The Clippers. The Clippers get a lot of talk about them being a top team this year. From their own, of course, it was an interview sat down with Paul George, and he has come on and basically stated that this is Kawhi Leonard's team. Kawhi is number one. I am number two. There's no 1A, 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 1B. This is Kawhi's team. I take the back seat. We go as Kawhi goes. Gentlemen, is that cap or can we believe that?
Is that coming from Kawhi? Is that coming from who?
It's coming from Paul George.
Paul George says this about Kawhi?
He said this is Kawhi's team.
Wow.
I don't feel he should have. I don't think that's something you should have said. Like,
yeah, and
I agree.
That's not his lane. Who are you if it's Kawhi George? If it's right, if that's Kawhi Leonard's team, who are you to be the spokesperson for Kawhi Leonard? PG, in my opinion. I'm just saying. I'm just spitballing it. I don't know. I don't get it. Help me. I don't get it. Y'all help me. Am I wrong?
I think I say this. I think it's one thing to be humbling, but I don't think I'm going to come out and say like this is Kawhi's team or because like that. I just keep the rhetoric that we plan to do work Kawhi, and give him his praise. But I don't know if I'm going to come out and be like he's number one, I'm number two. I don't know if I'm saying that.
Is that he said he was number two?
Yeah, he said he's number two. He's like he's not worried about it. He's like this is Kawhi's team. He's number one.
He is disrespectful.
I wouldn't never say those words. Like I'm
ever.
No, I give my respect to my teammate all day, but I'm not gonna never be I'm number two to nobody. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, that's disrespectful, bro. I'm just being honest.
Brady Bill in. What'd you say? Why PG do what?
Nah, man. I thought
that killer
instinct.
His
own, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like so?
Yeah, let
me ask you this first, right? What even gave
PG the opportunity for him to exactly be a conversation?
Yeah, why? Like, what brought that? Like, what brought all that on anyway? You know what I'm saying?
I think he's just trying to quiet the naysayers and the analysts talking about whose team is it, or basically putting them in the same. He just wants to relinquish, like, okay, it's Kawhi. This is Kawhi's team. Kawhi is the one. I'm the two. He's like, there's no 1A, 1A. He's like, there's no 1 and 1. He's like, there's no 1A, 1B. He's like, that's just it. There, we don't. That's not what we're doing. So that was basically the conversation, which was what was had and what was said.
I think for me, man, for my opinion, I feel like that the season should play out to see who's what. I don't think you can say that without seeing what you do, what Kawhi does, because we know Kawhi stays injury prone, or what John Wall does out there in the Clippers. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you can say that without seeing how the season transpires. What happens in the season. How can you say that?
Cornelius said he believes it's Kawhi's team. But it's clear though.
Hold on. Don't do that. Don't do that, CC.
It's clearly
you cannot compare the Kawhi to
I think Kawhi
Kawhi
and Paul George are pretty close now, as opposed to Steph and anyone on the Clippers team. I mean, on the Golden State Warriors team, and LeBron to AD or Westbrook. It's a little bit of a different dynamic, in my opinion.
Right. I don't think you can't compare Kawhi to Steph. It's definitely Steph's team without question. When it comes to Kawhi, you have to stay healthy long enough to be considered the team. That to be your team. Kawhi has not stayed healthy enough in the past few seasons to be considered. How is that your team and you on the bench? That's like saying that Ben Simmons the Nets is Ben Simmons' team. What?
You know what? This is what I say. I'll give him this. Do y'all think that Kawhi is the better player, when healthy, a better player than Paul George?
It's seasonal with me, with them two.
Yeah,
there's no consistency. So, but maybe they looking at the fact of, but even when you just think about leading a team, you don't have to always be on the court leadership,
right,
or game time leadership. But then Kawhi don't even talk. I mean, like, you don't even, the ball don't really say nothing like that. So I'm trying to figure like how. I don't know.
How you say CC? How you gonna say they was gonna win the shit? You don't know that they was gonna win that with Leonard, with Kawhi. That's what people were expecting with them too. But that's not guaranteed that if Kawhi wouldn't have got injured, that they would have won it. That's not to say that would have happened, bro.
So I when they look at it, I think PG. I think
they still got to get through. They still would have had to get through Golden State, bro.
I think Kawhi is better than PG. Now, because the reason I was getting ready to start the point,
if he is Trey, I give him a slight edge. It ain't much, but I give him a slight edge. I feel where you coming with that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think PG is better than. I think Kawhi is better than PG. Because I was about to go down the line. Like, if Kawhi was on the same team as Steph, is it Steph's team or Kawhi's team? If Kawhi's on the same team with LeBron, is it Kawhi's team or LeBron's team? In the case of LeBron, I think if Kawhi would have went ahead and went to LA instead of going to, if he would have went to the Lakers instead of going to the Clippers, I think it would have been LA. I think the team would have been his. I just say that. I think AD and LeBron would have relented to him and be like, "Hey, Kawhi is your squad." I don't think that's going on in Golden State. I think that's Steph's squad, regardless of who's there. Like, was it Steph's squad? Was it KD squad when KD was there? I don't think it was. You think it was? You think it was KD squad?
It was. It was still Steph's squad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still like it's no one that's eclipsing Steph. LeBron, for saying to a degree, yes, it's going to be KD. It's going to be Kawhi. So that's just what I think is Kawhi's team. So I mean, but I don't know in that case, because I think, like Bishop was just saying, they're pretty close in stature, or could be. I mean, the Kawhi does get an edge, but I think for the most part, that's Kawhi is the better player of the two of them. And
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Additionally, of course, Brady Beal in health protocol. He would not play against Charlotte tonight. So he's basically out due to that. What else we got? Before we actually get into the scores, let's talk about this. We all seen the punch after the fact. We all seen the punch, right?
So big ass bully.
So after the video was released on Friday, do y'all think that it is a fair? Because I've seen a lot of people come on and talk about how, in my opinion, there seems to be more emphasis and put on how the tape leaked, how the video leaked, as opposed to
what it was.
The problematic, because they're talking about how Steve Kerr is like in 32 years of coaching or being a player, a coach. He's seen at least 20 fights, but none of them have got out. So is there a more of a problem or concern when you look at the situation?
It's the person why it got out, Dre. It's who it was. You right. There's been plenty of fights in the NBA during games, during preseason, during these
practices and stuff
practices.
Like that.
There's been plenty, and we've not seen a lot of. But because of who Draymond Green is, that's why we've seen it. That's why we see. We all know about Draymond and Kevin Durant. We all know about Draymond and who else it was? Draymond and
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce. Yeah, we all know about Draymond and with whoever. So being the fact of who it was, if it was Jordan Poole and probably say Klay Thompson, we probably would have never heard of him. But because it was Draymond. And Draymond, we know he's known for getting technicals, getting thrown out of games, being very vocal, being very, being Draymond. That's why it got leaked.
Sold to the highest bidder.
That part. I just say the same thing.
It's so again, I continue, even after seeing the punch and after seeing the video, I stand on the fact like someone got to go. I mean, how do you come back from that? If you for one, Draymond has taken a leave of absence from the team. Him and the team both said it was in the best interest for him to take a little time away. Draymond said this man said he looked at the video and he's like, wow, dang. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, and you was the person that threw the punch, but now to see it, to see it and be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? He's like, he failed as a man, he failed as a leader in that case. So one thing I can say is emotions. Emotions is one thing. Clearly that was an emotional driven situation, but of course sometimes you can't allow your emotions to take control of the situation. In this case, Draymond did, and it basically, I seen a quote to where he said, hurt people in state. So it's just one of those things to where it was unfortunate, but I really take some angst with the situation to where they're like, it shouldn't have got like this happens. Like let's start to strip it down and look at it. Like y'all talking about the fact that it leaked. There should be a question about why did the situation happen? Like he just teed off on this man. And then, not to mention that Draymond basically came out and said that he went apologized to.
Can you apologize for something like that, Trey?
I mean, you can't.
No.
You can. You can.
Listen,
apologize. You can't expect me to accept your apology. That's
no. Hold on. Listen to me. Let me finish. Let me say this. I know you can physically, you can apologize. But Eric, Trey, can you really apologize and come back from that?
Maybe not come back from it.
Okay.
But you could apologize. I just think you don't think so, Eric?
No.
You can't.
Who would never trust that man like that again?
Ever again.
It's a job at the end of the day. But you still gotta work with this man.
Because I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm sitting here while you talking about it, Trey. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm thinking, damn. And this is exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, how am I gonna get this motherfucker back, bro? I'm gonna get him. It's going. I don't know.
What's good, MVP? What's good?
What up?
I get the concept like we men,
right?
We men, it happens. You get a little tussle. That happens. Okay, you know what I mean.
But then you gotta take
another man.
But this is the thing, though, Eric and Trey. But hold up. This is the thing, though, Eric and Trey. He did it. Now, if this was done privately somewhere where nobody saw it, but we talking about the whole world seeing this now.
Now the whole world has seen it.
Yeah, the whole world has seen it. So do you think that means now nobody on the team is going to respect Jordan Poole? Because they're going to be like, hey, as soon as Jordan Poole come off sideways, they're going to be like, don't make me go get Draymond. Make me go get Draymond. You might want to.
I mean, it's going to be a running joke true enough. You know what I'm saying? That's just comes with the culture. But again, I like you said, in which yes sir, What's when
that part, Marcus? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get his. That's I'm gonna get him back, bro.
And that's my
to.
thing, right?
Bro,
like, as a man, you should have took that to the locker room. Like, hey, let's swing it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get that man's chance to get a swing back.
So it's clear. It's clear that it had to have been someone struck a nerve. Clearly, like we were talking about, he pushed him, and when he pushed him, he didn't expect to come back. That's clearly evident in the situation. But it's end state is.
So Trey, do you feel the push deserved a punch?
No,
or should it deserve a push?
No. So what I think is
exactly.
Put your hands on me,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what I think is when he pushed him, I think there definitely was a level of respect or disrespect in this situation because I think Poole pushed him to separate themselves, and like they can expect Draymond.
Hold on, the Poole guy here. Hold on. Go ahead, Trey.
He didn't expect Draymond to swing on him. I think because he wasn't ain't like he pushed him and got back in position to be ready to sit up and like, okay, parry or do whatever like that. Like he pushed him and kind of like went to the side, like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. And Draymond was like, nah, bruh. And that's just what it was. So in state is he wasn't expecting that. And so I think, like I said, one, again, a level of respect or disrespect. Poole respected him enough to sit up and think that he could push him. And basically that's like we just separating. Obviously, Draymond had to been going through some stuff or something was, and he just took it out on Poole at that point. And that's what I think it is at that point. And like he said, to sit up and think that to say that he had to go back it up. Like he ain't just apologized to Poole, he apologized to Poole's family. Like you basically disrespected this man across.
Like, the apology was all from what he was told to say. I'm not saying he didn't mean it, but we all know that apology.
PR stuff.
For him to go read it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was given to him. This is what you have to do to fix it. Don't say this. So I get that. I'm not saying he didn't mean it, but we all know that was coming. The apology, we knew that was coming regardless.
Yeah, it had to be. It had to come back the second time. That's the part I didn't like. Like y'all said he apologized once. Then so be it. Like if I apologize once, you're not about to sit up and get me on to have a public apology. We've discussed and said we apologize. Why are we going through these hoops now? Because it's out. Okay, it's out. I deal with it, but what I'm not doing is going back to do a public apology. I will come on and say that I have given my apologies to the team as it was reported already. I have apologized. I will due time. I've given apologies to Poole, but in due time we'll go back and we'll have a 1-to-1. That's the heartfelt stuff in which you want to see. Like we'll go back and like Jermines came on and said, he's like, I can't expect that man to receive my apology as being heartfelt at this point. It's time. Time is going to come. And I can sit up and ask him, but I can't force him to sit up and accept my apology. So in due time, it would come. And I think in state is not to say, you never want to victimize a victim, but of course, whatever, not saying that Poole said something that warranted that, but whatever the situation was, then I guess at some point you have to take some type of accountability for that. Not the fact of you saying something and you pushing him put you in position to get hit. But in state is there had to be an escalation point, and there was a powder keg lit at some point. What did I do to light that powder keg? And that's the part of which I take it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you go through your situation where you think, okay, I said this, I did this, but that did not warrant me getting hit in state. So that, you know what I'm saying? That is basically what it comes up. Yes.
Draymond has been showing everybody his anger issues for a long time.
Okay, I agree with you.
Y'all think that this just came out?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. That's why I say it's a PR stunt, because he apologizing. All the time he just snapped off on somebody. You haven't done anything new, different. You actually swung and aimed at a teammate.
Mm-hmm.
But your anger has been the same way since you've been in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So to now apologize for something that you've been doing for the longest, come on, man. They told you to say that to probably keep your fine down to a minimum. But you didn't mean it. You just continue to do what you're going to do. Then you'll get away with it. That man been doing this since day one. So if he needs 3 days off from this, he need to be out of the league for everything he ever done. Because he's been doing it. It's nothing new. They just downplaying it because he got out. I don't think
And
it's
that's
the
the
first
part
time.
I have. That's the part that I have. It's like a down point. It's like all of a sudden now it's like they're saying, but like all this wasn't being said until the video leaked. And so now it's like we going through. I ain't gonna say going through hoops, but now it's like all the stuff is being said. I'm a person that believes in keep that same energy. And so if this was the situation and this is how we was doing, then that keep that same energy. Like y'all been doing what y'all supposed to do for what y'all said. That's just what it is. You can stay consistent with. You could have came back and said, due to the nature of the situation, we're going to keep this. Say we want to keep this as public, as private as we can. We understand the video leak, but we are taking going forth. Draymond's taking the lead, action from the team. Yada yada yada. That's it. We don't need no more to be said because we've already said it. We already talked about he's apologized. I'm not gonna have a press conference to have him to get in front of it. We got in front of it. It's internal. Y'all keep on saying it's internal. Leave it internal. We ain't got to go no further. Of course, the video's out. We ain't got to say nothing about the video. Y'all see what happens because they talk about how it's hard to deal with the situation because it's out. If y'all were dealing with the situation already, you wouldn't make a difference if it's out. You're already taking care of it. It's what y'all expecting for now, because it's no different from when Ray Rice, everyone understood Ray Rice hit his wife, right? Everyone knew that Ray Rice hit his wife. When that video came out, everyone was like, "Oh snap!" Like, no, he hit his wife. Why is it now oh snap? Because you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't see the severity of the situation. He hit his wife. If you believe that hitting your wife or putting your hands on a woman was out of line to begin with, no matter what the severity is, it should have been like, yo, he hit his wife. That's not cool. We need to do this. But when the video comes out, now we got a whole, now it's like, oh, wow. Nah, keep that same energy. He's even wrong and you deal with it accordingly, or he's wrong and you deal with it accordingly, however you've seen fit. But now when the situation comes out, when you see like, oh, wow, he hit this man when he was defenseless and all this type of stuff, now we have all this stuff, or Chris Brown, like Anthony saying, or any of that, with Kareem Hunt when he kicked that chick, like all that type of stuff. It was said this. Nothing was done until until the video leaked, and they said, "Oh, we about to let the video go." All of a sudden, now everything Kareem Hunt's going to be released and all this type of stuff. Keep the same energy. If that's what it is, if the standard is the standard, then don't change the standard. Standard was he hit that man. If y'all was dealing with it, then that's what it is. Don't when the video leaks and it comes out, now we're in the uproar because the video out. Now it's a conversation about this is going on and this is going on. He's going to take. We think he should take more time away from the team than said before. Now this is going to be hard for us to handle because it's out. It shouldn't be hard. It should have been the mindset of it's getting handled. Take care of it. And so, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm set up to talk about. Everything, if you would handle it internally, like some organizations do, you have issues and problems. You handle it internally before it gets out. And then just in case it gets out, you can come back and be like, this is what we did internally. You're going to get some ridicule regardless. It doesn't make a difference. Everyone is not like the same thing with Robert Sarver and stuff like that. We're now in that culture of when stuff hits the fan publicly, everyone wants to see the most detriment of punishments to be given because it's out and you see it as from a public opinion, it becomes what, and that's just what it is. That's just like some people won't agree, think okay, Draymond, fights happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? Some people think that, other people feel like he was assaulted. That man was assaulted. So it's just what it is. No, I mean it's not what it is, but that's the culture we're in.
Yeah,
So
that's how you look at it. But I mean, they do got to play a role because it's still entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So they got to play that role once it did get out. So I see how they got to play it, to keep the fans coming back. So I get that part.
Okay.
I see what you said.
Yeah.
This day and age, everybody keep their cell phone on record. So.
So, a couple more topics. Like, actually, before I get into this next one, let's get into these scores from last night. Of course, like it was 6 games, I believe, played last night. Let me see. Uh, yesterday. Um, First off, the Chicago Bulls faced off against the Toronto Raptors. This should be the last week in which we have these preseason games as this league starts next week. We should see the cut down of teams at some point. And so is Green toxic to the team because of what he happened? Nah, I wouldn't even say Green toxic, but Eric did have a good point. He's like, this has been presumably something that you can see this type of stuff. Like, obviously, there's some stuff that has been bothering Green, in my opinion, when the in-state, and like you say, hurt people. So whatever he's going through, whether it's the contract conversations in which he feel like he should be afforded more, they should be doing more, or whatever it is, it's just one of those situations. So I don't think Green is necessarily toxic. I just think the situation has maybe got a little toxic in Golden State, and even one, they handle it, or of course you do what you do, you move on from the situation one way or another, whether it be trading one of them or keeping both of them and giving an understanding in state. But yeah, Chicago Bears get the W 115 to 98. The Bears led by DeMar DeRozan's 21 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists from Yaya Dansamu, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists for Nikola Vucevic, 17 points for Javonte Green. Kobe White contributed with 7 points as well. Zach LaVine, 9 points, 2 rebounds. Derek Jones, 6 points, 2 rebounds. And Andre Drummond, now a Chicago Bull, 9 points, 9 rebound, 1 assist. The Raptors, led by Gary Trent Jr., 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. 18 points from Pascal Siakam, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. 11 points for Delano Banton, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. 13 points for Fred VanVleet, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist to boot. Of course, like you said, coming down, 2 more games left in the preseason for both squads, and then they get into the pro season after the regular season after they cut down their roster. Additionally, like we just talked about, the Pelicans travel to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. Pelicans getting the W, 111 to 97. The Pelicans, led by Trey Murphy III's 27 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 rebounds, 11 assists from Willie Herman Gomez, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists from Devontae Graham. Valanciunas contributed with 14 points, 15 points from Najee Marshall. The Spurs, it's not looking too healthy for the Spurs. Doug McDermott drops another 14, 3, and 2 as he has been the leading scorer throughout the preseason. 12 points from Josh Richardson, 3 rebounds. 7 points from Zach Collins, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. 10 points from Greg Dieng, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. At this point, gentlemen, I think San Antonio is going to be the front runner from the Wembanyama sweepstakes. I don't see the Spurs doing too well this year.
That's I can see that too. Spurs, I think, is in a rebuilding situation right now.
Clearly,
in my opinion, in my honest,
I even think at some point the rebuilding process is going to actually remove Pop as well.
I do too. I think it's Pop's time. He's done a great job with them. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's definitely somebody that's going.
What do y'all call rebuilding in the NBA now? You need 3 All-Stars to rebuild a team.
You think so? I think you'll need 3.
You need 3 All-Stars?
No, I don't think you need 3.
Bro, it's not the same. Bro. Like, what do y'all call rebuilding? Look, and I asked that because look at the teams that everybody gonna predict to win, and then say when you rebuild, how can you rebuild to match those winning teams?
So, my personal opinion, honestly, and that's a good point you bring up, Eric. My personal opinion is that you don't necessarily need 3 All-Stars or even a dynamic duo. You need players that are going to all do something, contribute something. So that way we know things happen, people get injured. Next man up to I would rather, instead of having 2 or 3 superstars. I'd rather have a team of good, formidable players. Because what's going to happen is even one, y'all going to bear together, and y'all as a unit, you going to be a problem. You maybe gonna have a couple that stand out amongst the other ones, but in state is if I accept to go to my bench, I could pull out a potential um, good player or all star compared to a superstar and build off that. We see these situations to where these teams have, like you said, the superstars. Look at what happened to Miami. Miami still has been formidable even after losing LeBron James and them. Cleveland has now come back into a formidable team after losing LeBron James. The Lakers just keep retooling with player after player after player. But that's not, in my opinion, that's not a sustainable method. They've been using it; it's been working, but it's not sustainable because what happens with and who started it was Kawhi Leonard, or actually it started before Kawhi Leonard. Marcus or DeMarcus Aldridge, when he decided I don't want to go play in LA, that was the first thing. Then Kawhi Leonard, I don't want to go play with the Lakers. I'll play in LA. I will go play with the Clippers. So that's not a sustainable way to go about it. But they've been successful in it. But at some point, it's going to be a problem. Like, who's the next superstar after LeBron's gone, after AD's gone, after Westbrook is gone? Who is the next potential superstar that LA is going to get to come? Giannis? I don't see it happening. KD? No. By that time, he'll be probably just on the back end of his prime. Like, who they bring? So when it comes down, so the retooling, I think rebuilding is basically getting talent in slowly but surely. Basically, it's the process. Philadelphia's the process, I think, is rebuilding.
I just don't see it. The last time I seen a team rebuild, ironically, and became a power team, was the Warriors. Like they had
They all organic
really
players.
not
Everyone
no
is,
big
yeah.
name
They
players, and
drafted.
they
They drafted
yeah, they
everybody.
cooked,
Everyone, yeah.
right. They made a team out of secondary players at the time.
hmm
But now it's like everybody's trying to build an all-star team.
Everyone's that top
Like,
free agent.
yeah, like who team you want to play on? Like, and LeBron them started it when they went to Miami. It's getting old now.
hmm So of course, another team I think in rebuilding phase, possibly the Portland Trailblazers. Took on the Sacramento Kings. Additionally, one of those teams that's probably like that. They're starting to build through the draft and through players. So they're, I think, like Eric was just saying, they're coming in to that Golden State type where they're building organically a couple of players here and there from free agency. But the only way you can do that is you have to be a team that's been trashed. Honestly, ain't no good teams just basically uh, lost players and retooled and came back up again. Everyone has to take a slight fall from obscurity and then come back strong. But of course, like I say, Sacramento gets the W, 126-94.
Let
Um,
the pool people here.
the Trailblazers, led by Jeremy Grant, 17 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Anthony Simons, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Nurkic, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Dame, 8 points, not in no rebounds, 6 assists, and then of course 8 points from Shadon Sharpe. The Kings, a steady dose of just a bunch of players in double figures. Terrence Davis, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Trey Lyles, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Malik Monk, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. 16 points from the rookie. Keegan Murray, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. 11 points from Kevin Huerter, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Demonis Sabonis, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Aaron Fox, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and Harrison Barnes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Now, this is one of those things, Eric, like you were just saying, where I definitely think that that's a possibility where you have these players that is like building upon something like they are not all superstars, but you got a bunch of good players. And if you sit up and put them in
Mm-hmm.
position, now you have that same thing in which you had at Golden State. So this is one of those teams in which you, like you was just talking about, I think is a clear example of that. Like they're rebuilding, coming back, uh, and they potentially, because of their dynamic, can take on a Laker team or a Clippers team or a Golden State team or something like that. Uh, What else? And then, of course, lastly, I think one of the last ones. Oh well, two of the last ones. The Minnesota Timberwolves squeak past the Los Angeles Clippers, getting the 119-117 win over the Clippers. Timberwolves led by Naz Reid, 20 double, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists from Jalen Noel. Carl Anthony Towns back in action after he was recovering from a throat infection, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Anthony Edwards, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Jaden McDaniels, 10 points, 1 rebound. D'Angelo Russell, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And I do not think that last night Rudy Gobert wasn't in action. The Clippers, led by John Walls, 20 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Contributions from Reggie Jackson and Robert Covington with 11 points apiece, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Covington, 3 for Reggie Jackson. 13 points for Marcus Morris Sr., 14 points for Paul George, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Kawhi Leonard, 8 points, no rebounds, 2 assists. Ezeka Zubac, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists as well. And then, of course, Nicholas Batum, 5 rebounds, 5.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
It's just 5-minute rule.
So you know what? I'm glad I'm tagged that because we're gonna get to that in a second because I have some stuff about that. I feel a certain type of way that those type of things happen. And lastly, of course, with the Lakers finally getting their first win for the preseason, winning 124 over 121 against the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers led by Anthony Davis, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 7 and 6 from Kendrick Nunn, 20 points, 1 rebound from Matt Ryan. And basically that was where it came out. Lonnie Walker, 4 points, 4 assists. LeBron didn't play last night. Russ didn't play last night. Who else didn't play? There was a few people that didn't play last night. Austin Reeves didn't play last night. So, of course, LA got to take a look at who are the top players and what their top people to look at as they try to build their roster. Jordan Poole led the charge for the Golden State Warriors, 25 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Steph just behind him, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 12 points from Jonathan Kuminga, 15 points from Andrew Wiggins. Looney contributed with 7.6 rebounds, 2 assists. James Wiseman back in action, 18 minutes of play, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist as well. Devontae Vincenzo, 8 points, 3 rebounds. The Warriors are still loaded for some reason. So, of course, that not a bad look when it comes down to the Lakers. Additionally, also what happened is Rob Pelinka, vice president of basketball, as well as the GM manager, general manager at LA, just got an extension as he'll be the Lakers GM through the 2025-26 season. Of course, Pelinka engineered the signing of LeBron James as well as Anthony Davis. He cleared cap space to bring in other players, the latest being Westbrook. He even brought a championship to LA in the 2019, a year or two after he became the general manager. However, the Lakers, in 5 seasons, him as be a part of the organization, the Lakers have missed the playoffs 3 years. He's fired 2 head coaches in 4 years. And additionally, he ran Magic Johnson off with the fact that Magic said he got tired of the backstabbing in the front office. So when you weigh it out and look at it, Eric, do you think the good outweighs the bad as in this like does the championship basically outweigh everything? That's basically what we talk about. Championships. Does the championship caliber of the ability for him to build a team to be championship worthy, does that outweigh the fact of all the other stuff when it comes down to Rob Pelinka?
Yeah, when you get the championship kind of, I'm not saying it's a legit excuse of everything else, but when you win the championship, they kind of push everything else to the side.
It buys you some time. It's like, okay, championship.
Yeah, it kind of, it's like, yeah. Like, you could be a bad student in school, but if you're the best player on the team,
it gives you like, hey, he's bringing
it kind of
national.
get you out. We all know how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I go with that. For me, as a Lakers fan, I don't know. I'm kind of like, even I don't know what to say and how to exactly look at it. When we look at the fact of this team is, the things that the team has went through in state, like the things in which they went through, like it has to be something said. Like they've missed 5 years, they missed 3 playoffs. The only time we've been successful in the playoffs is the 1 year that we won the championship, and the other year where we got bounced out the first round by Phoenix, the year after the championship.
Yeah.
The last 3 years, we missed. Last year. Okay, which is the same thing which is last year, because not last year, year before, because of the that's when they started to play in, and we won our tournament, we won the play in, and then so the last 2 years we missed the play in last year, we was in the play in that year before that. So, and then of course he fired 2 head coaches. Of course, one of the head coaches was there before him. He fired his head coach, in which he hired, and now he's on his 3rd head coach in 5 years. So I mean, I hope, of course, I want success and look for success, especially in LeBron's last years. So I can understand it. I'm definitely here for it. So, but probably what everyone has been waiting for, to sit up and talk about this craziness. Donovan, I see what you're saying. That's because of Baker Mayfield. We can't put down Baker Mayfield first and foremost with the breaking news of Matt Rule being fired by the Panthers, because it was prior to that. Since being hired, they haven't amounted to anything. And so you look at the fact of they got 2 correction. They have the number 1 and number 3 drafted quarterback from their draft class, and you telling me you can't produce any wins in that fact? Like it has to be, and saying prior to getting the number 1 drafted, you had the number 3 drafted. So you're telling me that these people is just trash. That's what you're telling me. So it has to be, now you have to sit up and take a look at it like, yo, is Baker Mayfield trash, or is Matt Rule not proficient as a coach? No different from where Urban Meyer. Of course, we know Urban Meyer's his the environment in which he built that was starting to become prevalent in or around the Jacksonville Jaguars camp is what got him fired. It was just a straw that broke the camel's back. But now, do we see a situation? Now we look at it as like, has Matt Rule been the problem the whole time in Carolina?
He's 11 for 27 in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
It's not
so.
Right.
Yeah, it's that. So maybe it isn't the problem. Maybe Sam Darnold wasn't the problem. Maybe Baker Mayfield isn't the issue. Maybe it has been Matt Rule the whole time. Now time will tell. But at this point, both those quarterbacks are out. Both of them are injured. Neither one of them. Well, again, I stand corrected. Sam Darnold is on IR, but they said he's possibly ready to go. So, I mean, maybe Sam Darnold gets instituted. We know due to the game yesterday, Baker ended up sustaining an ankle injury. He's currently in the boot. So, of course, you have that. But maybe it was time for Matt Rule to go. And then now they're saying that's just what it is now. So, of course, like they're saying, Matt Rule, we'll probably talk about it a little more tomorrow. Matt Rule out, just fired by the Panthers, Carolina Panthers, after 3 seasons. That hot seat. Now, that's what that looked like, Bishop. I know he was probably there. I see him moving in the background. That's what that looked like. It ain't Matt Rule's first season. It's his 3rd. We ain't talking about 5 games. We're talking about
11 wins, 27 losses.
We talk about 38 games. So that's when you sit and make a determination like, yo, this dude is just not getting done. Not 5 games. And we start talking about firing cats. But, I mean, of course, the emotions of a fan, that's basically
in his film. Fisherman is when they lose 2 games. Now you want a new coach.
AB, it's just all
Man,
kind of
what?
stuff out there. Yeah, he said AB tried to rip off a promoter for $500,000.
No, that ain't real. That can't be real.
I don't know. AB be on one
No,
sometimes.
AB ain't do that. AB ain't do that. I don't believe that.
Because he said Staley with the Chargers will be next.
I can see that.
It's one thing, yeah, to waste talent, and you know what I'm saying. But
I can see that because Chargers really got a good team. I can see that.
yeah, they got a hell of a good team. And that
Like
fight,
the Raiders, they got.
Oh, we gonna see tonight. We gonna see what the Raiders
Oh
do
no,
tonight.
no, the Raiders ain't got. They don't stand a chance. Now let's be honest.
Like
some
you said,
teams, man.
Go ahead.
Nah, man, that's not the team to match them against and say, let's see.
We gonna see.
That's not it, bro.
Oh goodness. So
anybody else? Nah.
So to recap yesterday's games. Like I said, at this point, week 6, week 7, I'm gonna try to home in and be like, I think this is what it is. But until then, all we can do is go off of what is in front of us, what's being played, how is it being played. First up, conversation: the England game.
I would love to have Sean Payton.
Let me see. Hold up. I have to go back to where's that?
I would
Now
love to have Sean Payton as a coach.
Who can you see Sean Payton? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sean Payton and
hey,
Sean
if they
Payton.
That man to the Vikings right now, we'll take him. I'll pay that man ever. Sean Payton, that's a good man.
That's probably what they finna. Well, maybe not. I was about to say that's probably what they finna be in talks with. I wonder if Carolina could get him there, or we'll see.
His old division too. Oh, that'll be. Oh my god, now, that's how you sell tickets.
bringing the old coach, old division back for the second time. Super Bowl winning quarterback, even though it was some time ago. Super Bowl winning quarterback Sean Payton. But the Giants. Are the Giants showing us they are who we did not think they were? Giants currently 4-1 after a 27-22 win over Green Bay, although it was late in the game. The Giants, Daniel Jones, 21 for 27, 217 yards. Saquon Barkley, 13 carries for 70 yards with 1 touchdown. Daniel Jones, 10 carries for 37 yards. Also, Gary Brightwell and Daniel Bellinger, 1 touchdown apiece off of 2 carries and 5 yards rushing and 1 carry for 2 yards rushing. I'm just saying, what's in front of us, Anthony? I just said what's in front of us. They 4-1.
Hey, let me say, okay, I want you to be done.
Okay. Darius Slayton, 6 receptions for 79 yards. Saquon, 6 for 36. Marcus Johnson, 3 for 35. Daniel Bellinger, 2 for 22. Richie James, 2 for 16. A lot of it, of course, we know 40 of the 70 yards which Saquon got was on 1 carry. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers, 25 for 39, 222 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 13 carries for 63 yards. A.J. Dillon, 6 for 34. Randall Cobb, a reemergent, 7 receptions, 99 yards receiving. Alan Lazard, 4 receptions, 35 yards. 1 touchdown. Romeo Dobbs, 3 for 29. Robert Tonyan, tight end, 4 for 23. And Joshua DeGuara, 2 for 19. Also, Mercedes Lewis, 1 reception, 2 yards, and a touchdown to go. Aaron Jones is not trash, first and foremost. I don't think that. The Giants defense stopped Green Bay in the second half.
That's true.
Stand up. They did stand up. The Giants are starting to put it together. I do agree. It's like, honestly, when we're looking at it, it is exactly what's going on. The NFC East is probably one of the dominant divisions right now. But we're about to get into it. It starts to get into the thick of things when we start looking at it. But, Eric, Giants, Packers, are Giants the real thing now, or are it smoke and mirrors?
Well, first thing, good job on beating the Packers to solidify the Vikings are number 1 in our division. That's number 1. And then number 2, like I really believe in the Giants, man.
They
At
started
first, I'm
looking
like,
good, man.
okay. The first couple of games, I said, okay, they got off for 2 wins. But this game, they defense really showed. They really got a defense, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
for real. Like it's legit. They playing football. They playing together. They ain't got no all-star. They got a defense.
Mm-hmm.
Offense, I don't know what that
Saquon is
was.
going to have to
That was the
continue holding.
backyard football offense they had going on, and they got away with it. And Saquon do what Saquon do. Injuries or not, that man let that man get loose and act up.
He said, "Why ask Eric Hughes and Kirk Cousins?"
Nigga, I ain't got to listen. Did you not see the man go 17 for 17? All right, that's not. I'll wait till you read that.
We gonna get to it. Okay, we'll get to that.
I'll wait
Of
till you
course,
read that. I ain't got to talk about it. The numbers is there. But yeah,
I believe in the numbers.
the Giants they legit, man. I believe it.
So,
I'm not saying they're gonna go deep off in those. They gonna
but
make no deep
they're
playoff
formidable
runs.
right now. Yeah, I agree. I can rock
You
with
have to
you on that.
respect them when they get on the field. At this
As
point,
someone who I have had so much belief in which now it's starting to wave now. The Detroit Lions, man, I had so much belief in the Detroit Lions, even though they thinking they was one of the teams that was there. But now, of course, New England Patriots taking on the Detroit Lions. Detroit with the goose egg blown out 29-0, dropping to 1-4. New England moving to 2-3 on the season. The Lions, Jared Goff, 19 for 35, 229 yards passing, one interception. Jamal Williams, running back, 15 carries for 56 yards. Craig Reynolds, 6 for 64, and Justin Jackson, 3 for 14. 6 receptions out for 92 yards from Josh Reynolds. Craig Reynolds was 3 for 68. Khalif Raymond, 5 for 45. Amon Ra coming back off an injury from last game. 4 receptions, 18 yards. Hawkinson, 1 for 6. That Justin's going to get it done. Obviously, they didn't have any help. Hopefully, they get Jameis Williams back soon to help out Amon Ra St. Brown on the opposite side. The Patriots, Billy Zapp, 17 for 21, 188 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Ramondre Stevenson, 25 carries for 161 yards rushing. Damian Harris, 4 for 11. Zap also contributed with 5 for 15. Receiving Jacoby Myers, 7 receptions, 111 yards, one touchdown. Hunter Henry, 4 for 54. Ramondre Stevenson, 2 for 14. Tyquan Thornton, 2 for 7. Kendrick Bourne, 1 yard, 1 reception, 1 yard. Uh, in what we would have thought to be a L, New England shows that they can do it in many ways. As someone said last week, in-state Bill Belichick.
I
That's
think
just what they
Detroit.
said.
I think Detroit offense is burnt out.
Oh yeah, okay, I can give you that.
They was averaging over 35 points a game, but they was still losing. That was kind of after 3 or 4 games gonna discourage anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they burnt out, man. They put all they had all into it. And they still was losing 35, 38, 45, 38. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you scoring, but other team was outscoring. You gonna lose your.
And that's exactly what, like you said, that's exactly what it was. It could be that like they are basically burnt out, and there's not much in which they can. There's not much in which they can do. Is like they got to reset. Maybe this 29-0 game was the reset button for them, and they get back into it where they might go on a little streak. I'm not sure who they have faced in front of them over the course of the new games. I know we got to start to get into these bye games and stuff. So those are the reset points as well. Maybe they make a comeback. It remains to be seen. Like I said, 1-4 at this point. The next game up, the Los Angeles Chargers battled against the Cleveland Browns. Chargers victorious 30-28, going 3-2 on the year. Browns dropping to 2-3. Justin Herbert, 22 yards. 22 completions for 34 against 34 attempts. 228 yards passing, one touchdown. Austin Eckler, 16 carries, 173 yards rushing, one touchdown. Joshua Kelly, 10 rushes for 49 yards with the touchdown. Herbert, 5 rushes for 13 yards. Mike Williams, 10 receptions, 134 yards. 134 yards receiving. Joshua K 2 for 33. Austin Eckler 4 for 26 and a touchdown to go along with his 170-yard rushing yards. Josh Palmer 33 receptions for 24. DeAndre Carter additionally 2 for 9. The Browns. Jacoby Brissett, 21 for 34, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nick Chubb, 17 yards, 134 rushing with 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, 11 carries for 47 yards with a touchdown. Jacoby Brissett, 3 for 32. David Njoku, 6 receptions, 688 yards. Amari Cooper, 7 receptions, 76 yards, and 1 touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 4 receptions for 50 yards. Kareem Hunt, 3 for 10, and David Bell, 1 for 6. Cornelius said the Chargers tried to give that game away. Again,
hey, let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
Let's ask everybody. For Cleveland, do you think if they had old boy, he was already playing instead of being suspended? And I ask you because Cleveland lost all their games by less than 3 points. If you go back and look at their schedule, they lost by 1 point, 2 points, I think 3 points.
Uh-huh.
If you had your starting quarterback, you think Cleveland be undefeated right now?
Possibly. It's a good point. If Deshaun was, because we got to take again in consideration Deshaun hadn't played, but I'm very sure by this time they would be better than their record says right now, without a doubt. So I don't know, maybe if he's going to make a difference. At this point, the idea was to hopefully have it to where Brissett has held the home down for a second until he came back on. It's a little still kind of early. We just now getting into it's just now week 5. Cleveland, like you said, is 2-3, so it's not too far fetched for them to be able to hold, for him to at least have them at 500 by the time he gets back. But it's looking like they might be out a chase or any playoffs implication if they continue on going the way they are by the time he gets back. But Chargers, like I said, Cornelius said, Chargers almost gave that game away. There's a lot of that going on. It's just, I mean, I think this is on one of those years in which we're just going to continue to see it. Maybe next year we'll get back to where it was like, okay, this is clear and concise in state. Another one I didn't see coming without at all. Yeah, they are running the ball. Eckler is a problem. No, Eckler is always. I think Eckler is a hit or miss. Eckler is constant. One thing you can say is constant, and it goes back to what Eric was saying. It might be Staley because Herbert puts up numbers. Like that dude, he's a gunslinger, and he sits him get the ball. He puts up numbers. He's going to find, and you ain't got to think. He only got 2 receivers. Currently, his second receiver isn't there, so him and Black Williams is doing all the heavy lifting when it comes to the passing game. And then Eckler, yeah. So someone say like a Peyton in San Diego in Los Angeles with the Chargers might be a hell of a problem when you look at it, because they got all the tools without clearly defense. They still, I mean, they are a little shaky on defense, of course, with Bosa's out now, but that offense is high power and they're hobbled too. Keenan Allen to play 1 game the whole year, but Williams is doing what he's got to do. Eckler does what he got to do. They got a nice tight end in Everett. Like I think the Chargers is just a couple of games away from getting back in this and being posing a problem for Kansas City in the AFC West. We'll see next up. Oh, this is a game which I did not expect. Houston Texans faced off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars taking an L. I just knew they was going to go 3-2. It flipped the script. Houston gets their first W of the year, going 1-3-1 now on the year, win with a 13-6 win. David Mills for Texas, 16 of 24 for 140 yards. Damian Pierce, the rookie, 26 yards rushing for 26 carries for 99 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Rex Burkhead, 3 for 15. Mills contributed with 2 yards rushing. Nico Collins, 4 receptions, 65 yards. Jordan Atkinson, 2 for 22. Brandon Cooks, 4 for 20. Damian Pierce, 3 for 14. Rex 2 for 12 for 13. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence 25 for 47. That's a lot of passing. 286 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Travis Etienne, 10 carries for 71 yards. Trevor Lawrence was 4 for 29. James Robinson, 10 for 27. Marvin Jones, 7 carries of receptions for 104 yards. Evan Ingram, 6 for 69. Travis Etienne, 3 for 43. Dan Arnold, 2 for 20. Uh, it was a game of a field goal, of course. Field goals, of course, decided it. Going back to where Cornelius was just saying, you hear about Keenan after the game, question coaching. It's always, they've been questioning Staley for a while. And which I think that contributes to what Eric was saying earlier. Like, it really seems like Staley, it might be a Staley next situation to where they're looking at they're too talented. That's definitely one of those teams that's too talented to probably be in the record they had. They're putting forth. Texans 9 straight games against the Jags.
We know that.
Anthony Price said that's why you don't bet on football.
But this week, you're right.
And like Horace said, like this is if you know when you know certain things. But of course, like you said, 9 straight, but you don't expect that all the time. But it's good, no different than the other day, Green Bay getting their the 11th straight versus Chicago. So I mean, you know these stats, we see these stats, we know these, but then you don't want to just hold fast to that because then you next thing you look at is like no different from me and the 49ers. The 49ers have had 9 straight games against the Rams. The only game they had lost was the NFC Championship game. So I didn't expect that just to be a situation to come back and where for San Francisco get it. I was looking at what we had. We just getting Jimmy back under him. That whole thing. We didn't know what was going to happen. They get the W, and I picked against them. But, I mean, of course, they're back on track. Next game, the Falcons and the Buccaneers.
Hey man, I'm just gonna say Tom Brady is perk to being a GOAT, man.
You know what? You read my mind. Of course, like I said, Tampa
Bay.
Same
thing for Jordan, though.
Tampa Bay faced off against Atlanta. Atlanta hard fought, tough. It's tough. It's tough. That's all you can say. That's tough. Atlanta gets the L. Tampa Bay gets the W, winning 21-15, dropping Tampa Bay to 2-3 on the year. Dropping Atlanta to 2-3 on the year. Tampa Bay moves to 3-2, but there's some, like Eric was saying, in a tough game where Tampa Bay has the ball on the third and gets stopped. So we thought, and then it comes down to a penalty was thrown, roughing the passer, first down, and Tampa Bay goes out to run out the clock. Like I said, getting the Marcus Mariota for the Falcons, 14-25, 147 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Additionally, Marcus Mariota led the charge with 7 carries for 61 yards. Tyler Edgier, 13 for 45. Caleb Huntley, 8 for 34. Alamindai Zacchaeus, 2 receptions for 39 yards with a touchdown. Drake London, 4 for 35. Cordero Hodge, 3 for 33. And Anthony Fisker, 1 for 11. The Buccaneers, Tom Brady, 35 for 52, 350 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Leonard Fournette, 14 carries for 56 yards with the touchdown to go. Rashad White, 5 for 14. Leonard Fournette also 10 yards receiving off 83 yards receiving with a touchdown. Mike Evans, 4 for 81. Chris Godwin, 6 for 61. Kay Oden, 6 for 43. Scott Miller, 4 for 35. Like everyone's saying, that GOAT effect, the GOAT call in effect. True, Cornelius. Like you can't harm the league, that person in the league. You can't tell me nothing. Brady got the rest on his payroll. I'm not gonna say that, but I mean, respect. It comes down to that respect thing in state. It's just respect. I don't know if you see too many officials. Bishop, are you making that? Are you holding your flag on that play, or does the goat get the call?
I think that was a very bogus call, man. I don't know
So
how
you
you
hold your
make that.
flag. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't even get the understanding on why they even did it. Like I'm in a loss for what the flag was literally for.
So the officials did come on and he stated that basically he felt like it was a throwdown in the essence similar to what Tua got the last time he played would put him out of the game. And so he just said that he made the call because he felt like that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know, man. For me, that was a bit much, man. To me, I didn't see roughing the passer in that at all. And I think one of the announcers even mentioned that because of the way he tackled him,
Mm-hmm.
if the defender hadn't followed through with the tackle the way he did,
If he had just
Tom
pulled him
Brady,
down.
yeah, Tom Brady could have got up and could have ran.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah,
he
yeah,
landed
yeah,
on
yeah.
him. He landed on top of the defender. So if Tom Brady could have, if that was like a Lamar Jackson or something like that, he probably could have gotten up and ran anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. But I thought that was a bogus play. Would that have secured the win for Atlanta? I don't know.
Yeah, that part you don't know. That's true.
So that's yet to be determined. How are you going to stop a 300-pound guy from trying to stop himself? Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. It's literally crazy on how that all took place. I don't know. I know a lot of people was upset. A lot of people, a lot of people have already said that they protect Tom Brady, like they used to talk about Michael Jordan being protected in the NBA. How they, Jordan had different calls compared to other players. Um, but I mean, with the title of the GOAT, certain things do happen to play in your favor. And I think this was one of those instances where being that Tom Brady is the GOAT and the leader of all quarterbacks in NFL history having the most Super Bowls, do kind of get some type of favoritism, I guess, when it's all said and done.
So one thing that doesn't give any favoritism, having 15 consecutive winning seasons evidently doesn't give any favoritism. The
Mm.
Pittsburgh Steelers faced off against the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh, as we stated, 15 consecutive years in which 15 consecutive years in which we have it to where the team has had a winning record. Currently on the cusp of looking at losing that as the Steelers fall to 1-4 in the season after the Buffalo Bills 4-1 currently took care of business, getting them 38-3 win. Kenny Pickett 34 for 52 as a rookie, 327 yards passing, no touchdowns, one interception. Jalen Warren 5 for 24. Najee Harris 11 for 20. Pickett had one carry for 10 yards. George Pickens, the rookie out of Georgia, 6 receptions for 83 yards. Deontay Johnson 5 for 60 yards. Chase Claypool 5 for 50. Zach Gentry 5 for 43. Jalen Warren 4 for 39, and Najee, of course, contributed late ladder with 3 for 16. The Bills, Josh Allen 20 for 31, 424 yards, four
But
touchdowns,
make sure you
one
talk about
interception.
that Kinfolk Davis, baby. My man's Kinfolk.
Gabe
Man,
Davis, 3 receptions, 171 yards, two
two touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs, 8 receptions, 102 yards, one touchdown. Kyler Shakir, 3 for 75 with one touchdown.
Hold
Uh,
on. Gabe Davis was averaging 57 yards a
well,
catch.
what we're gonna, and they're not gonna. So this is a potential tell.
57 yards. That's half the
This is
field, bro.
so. This
That's
is what.
half the field, bro.
Don't drink Bishop's Kool
He
Aid.
had two deep
Don't
catches,
drink
bro.
Bishop.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
just
he had.
saying
So yeah, yeah.
hey,
Thank you for
Anthony.
real.
See, that's what you get, Anthony. That's what you get.
Just like Eric said, this is
It's
don't let Bishop fool y'all. He had 3 receptions. One of the 3 receptions was a 98-yard touchdown. So if you subtract that, he only had he only had 2 catches for 70 yard, a little over 70 yards at the end state. So, but still, that's impressive. I guess you could say he had almost a 30-40 yard catch average. But
hold on. Breaking news. Hold on. So y'all talk about me, right? Y'all talking about me.
We just talked about. See, okay, go ahead, because we said it, but go ahead.
Are you talking about the Carolina Panthers head coach?
Yeah,
Matt
we
Rule?
said it.
But y'all talked about it's
That's
okay
a
for
difference, though.
How?
Eric,
3 years.
thank you. 3 years.
Three.
No, man.
I knew you gonna say
Don't
it.
matter.
3
You
years,
knew I was coming with it. Come on, man.
bro. 11-27 record.
Hey.
This is,
If you ain't cutting the mustard, Eric, if you ain't cutting the mustard, it's time to go. Gotta go.
not 2 games though.
3. He got 3 games.
2 games.
3. That's 3 games that
3 seasons. No, it's 3 seasons. You said 2 games.
Bruh. Hey, you ain't cutting the mustard. Gotta go. Woo.
So would y'all continue to say that Allen
is that dude?
Yeah,
he's that dude.
Yeah,
he's that dude. Allen is that dude, bro.
I've been said that.
Yeah, I said that too. But Allen, he's that dude. He's 20 for 31, 424 yards.
That's my AFC. That's my AFC Super Bowl team.
That's crazy, bro.
I told you I was a Vikings and Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
And then, but I'm not taking anything away from Kenny Pickett. He did his thing. He threw for 327 yards. He ain't throw no touchdowns, but he threw for 327, and he had a pick. But yeah, that Josh, bro. Josh,
they've been waiting on Thomason to have a losing. They've been waiting for Thomas to have a losing season for a long time. I feel like they're about to try to get rid of that man.
You think so?
Of course, moving on with these games as we get closer and closer. Miami, unfortunate situation.
Blasted by the Jets. Not just beat, they got blasted.
We're not gonna act like they had a formidable person.
They had
a 7th-round quarterback. 3rd string, 7th-round selected quarterback, rookie.
It's so funny,
Skylar Thompson.
Y'all is so funny, bro.
It's true.
So what's the difference with what happened to Oklahoma? We on a true like red shirt freshman basically almost.
That's true.
But
remember I said that. I said that y'all was gonna have a problem, especially in that. So that was but I mean this is we're talking about
NFL team.
We're talking about pros.
Yeah, this pro football, man.
Skylar Thompson.
We're talking about the Jets too, Trey. Come
19 for 33, 166 yards, and an interception. Teddy Bridgewater went out on his first passing attempt, 2nd offensive play of the game. Raheem Mostert, 18 carries for 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Durham Smith had 1 carry for 1 yard, 1 touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 2 carries for 13 yards.
Didn't he get hurt too?
Who, Tyreek?
Yeah.
Did he? I don't think so. Did he?
Tyreek got hurt too.
7 receptions, 47 yards. Mike Gesicki, 1 for 30. Myles Gaskin, 33 for 24. Jalen Waddle, 3 for 23. Cedric Wilson, 2 for 20. The Jets, Zach Wilson, 14 for 21, 210 yards. Breece Hall, 18 carries for 97 yards, 1 touchdown. Michael Carter, 10 for 21, 2 touchdowns. Braxton Berrios, 1 for 15 with a touchdown. Zach Wilson, 4 carries, 2 yards and a touchdown. 5 touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns. Breece Hall also had 2 receptions for 100 yards. Corey Davis, he also had 50-yard average. Corey Davis, 2 receptions for 38 yards. Garrett Wilson, 3 for 27. CJ Uzomah, 2 for 12. Michael Carter, 2 for 12. And Jeff Smith, 1 for 11. Again, a game in which I wouldn't have thought would have been that, but it was. Now the Jets are 3-2 on the year. The Dolphins is looking kind of dismal unless Tua's able to come back. Currently, both of them, their starting quarterback and backup quarterback is on in concussion protocols. It's not good in Miami right now. That's all I can say. Going to the next game in which Eric is ready to hear. The Chicago Bears faced off against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota with the W, 4-1 on the year, winning 29-22. Justin Fields, 15 for 21, 208 yards, 1 TD. Not bad for Justin. 8 carries for 47 yards. David Montgomery coming back, 12 carries for 20 yards, 1 touchdown. Khalil Herbert was 4 for 11. David Montgomery also 4 receptions, 62 yards receiving. Darnell Mooney, 2 for 52. Cole Kemet, 4 for 45. Equanimus St. Brown, 2 for 24. Amir Smith Marset, 1 for 15. But that's Skull. Kirk Cousins, 32 for 41, 296, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Justin Jefferson, 1 for 123 yards.
Stop it, Zach. Y'all played the Bears.
No, I'll say again.
Stop. Y'all played the Bears.
Justin Jefferson, 1 for 1 for 20. Oh, hold up. I'm coming to it. Dalvin Cook, 18 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alexander Morrison, 9 for 19. Kirk Cousins, 4 carries, 4 yards, 1 touchdown as well. Justin Jefferson, 12 receptions, 154 yards receiving.
And no touchdowns.
Irv Smith, 4 receptions, 42 yards. KJ Osborne, 5 receptions, 41. Adam Thielen, 4 for 27. Dalvin Cook, 2 for 27. And then Jalen Rigger, 1 reception for 1 yard, 1 touchdown.
He can do shit for
us.
We
played just for Rigger to score a touchdown. Since the Eagles didn't want to know how to use them, we learned how to use them.
That's what it was.
Y'all knew how to use them. Y'all knew how to use them on the 1 yard line. Really? On the 1 yard line? That's what y'all did.
Hey, you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta crawl before you walk.
He had plenty of chances to crawl. He was walking backwards. That was the whole problem with him.
He in good hands now. That's all.
Oh, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Where was he at when he faced the Eagles though? Where was he at then?
Hey, man,
yeah, 1 for 18, 1 reception for a year.
Hey, everybody have a bad game, bro.
Tennessee Titans get their W, now 3-2 on the year, winning 21-17 over the Washington Commanders. Ryan Tannehill, 15 completions for 25 completes, attempts, 181 yards, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry, 28 carries for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 3 yards for 3 yards off of 3 carries. Nick Westbrook, 2 for 72. Robert Woods, 4 for 37. Derrick Henry, 2 for 30. And Dontrell Hilliard, 4 receptions for 23 yards with a touchdown. The Commanders, Carson Wentz, 25 for 338, 359, which isn't bad. 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, however, of course,
Crucial.
Brian Robinson and his making his way back from
Anthony. This was a good lose.
Our last 2 games, better than our last 2 games.
What?
I can't understand what he's saying. Brian Robinson.
What is he saying? Hold on. What is he saying, Trey? What? Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if it was the Eagles, y'all would not be giving us that nonsense, bro. Stop it.
We expect differently from the Eagles.
Anthony Price. Hold on, bro. Anthony Price is a Commanders fan?
Yes. That's why he's saying that.
He been
That's exactly.
Hey, bro,
yes.
Say nothing else about it.
Yes,
that's it. Why am I even talking to you?
Brian Robinson, 9 carries, 22 yards. So Carson Wentz, 5 for 15, as well as Antonio Gibson, 3 for 6. Damani Brown, 2 for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was just on fire. Terry McLaurin, 5 for 76. Curtis Samuel, 6 for 62. John Bates, 3 for 59. 3 for 39, correction. J.D. McKissick, 5 for 37. Antonio Gibson, 3 for 33. The Commanders, man, they're the only one in y'all league, in y'all division right now that's making the division sticking up the place.
I'm going to say this one more time for all the people in the back. Carson Wentz is what I said he was. That's who they are. That's why we got rid of him. In crucial times, in crucial moments, he can't make the big plays. And it showed yesterday.
He continues to show.
Yep, he threw a critical interception that could have won them a game and they lost.
Yeah, that's true. I won't say this though, man. Derrick Henry
Yes.
is not the he is not the guy he used to be. He don't run like he used to.
Really? Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
just watch him next time you play. He don't run. Derrick Henry never fell to. It always took two people to tackle him.
Right. Agreed.
Moving on, Who Dat Nation versus the Seahawks, in which the Seahawks gets the W, winning.
That was a good game.
32-39. Geno Smith, 16 for 25, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker III, 8 carries for 88 yards, 1 touchdown. Rashard Penny, 8 for 54. Geno also 3 for 13. Tyler Lockett, 5 receptions, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, and I did not start him. God dang it. DK Metcalf, 5 receptions for 88 yards, 1 touchdown. Noah Fant, 3 for 49. Will Disley, 2 for 21. The Saints, Andy Dalton, 16 for 24, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Taysom Hill, 1 for 1 with 22 yards, 1 touchdown. Taysom Hill also 9 carries, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, 23 carries, 103 yards, 215 yards between 2 players rushing. Mark Ingram, 9 for 16. Andy Dalton, 7 for 4. Additionally, Alvin Kamara, 6 receptions, 91 yards. Chris Olave, 4 for 54 with a touchdown. Adam Troutman, 2 for 32 with a touchdown. But the Seahawks defense, the Seahawks still
the Legion of Yuck.
Still got the ball, took care of business.
I like that.
You did to Wentz what we did to Kirk.
Kirk for a 1, big dog.
That's what I'm saying. Anthony was talking all that noise. Anthony was talking all that noise, and his commanders can't bust a grape.
On to the next game, of course, the San Francisco 49ers back in the winning record column with the 3-2, going 3-2. Look at Ron.
Don't come in here with this nonsense, bro. Don't start, Ron.
Try for me to get off now.
49ers.
Don't do that, Ron. Don't do that.
The 49ers winning 37-15 over the Carolina Panthers. Jimmy Garoppolo, 18 for 30, 253 yards with 2 touchdowns. Jeffrey Wilson, 17 carries for 120 yards, 1 touchdown. Hold on one second. Hold on.
He got them Vikings 4-1. I'll say that.
Hey, Anthony,
he got them 4-1.
We play y'all in about 3 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. No, because we play them next month for Veterans Day weekend. I'll be up there at y'all stadium when we play y'all. I'm gonna show you the ticket.
He gonna bring it. He said he's bringing it.
I already got the ticket. You see the master? I'll be up there when we
play. He already there. He said he already there. Look. He said it's already there, Anthony. He already in the fold. He said he gonna be there. San Francisco wins with Jimmy. I will keep saying it. Trey, what? Trey? Oh, Trey, Saints won, bro.
Yeah, they did. They did. You're right. He's right. Yeah, I thought they did because I marked it down already. So I'm sorry, Leo. How dare I remove that W from the Saints? They did.
He said Washington and the Vikings gonna be watching the playoffs at home. Oh my God!
That's the next one. We gonna win our division. Just because your division got 3 of the best teams in it, don't try to put my team down there with yours.
The disrespect.
We clearly winning our division. We 3-0 in our division.
Oof.
But like I said, enough said with the 49ers. We get the W. On to the next.
Let's get on over there to them EAGLES Eagles.
The Eagles win. Currently the only undefeated team.
I see you.
17.
I see you, Trey. Make the boy get a new coach.
17 win 20-17. Jalen Hurts 26 for 36, 239 yards. Jalen Hurts also 15 carries for 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Miles Sanders 15 for 58. Dallas Goedert 8 receptions, 95 yards. Dante Smith 10 receptions, 87 yards. AJ Brown 3 for 32. Quez Watkins 3 for 19, and of course Miles Sanders 2 for 6. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray 28 for 42, 251 touchdown, 1 interception. James Conner 9 carries for 55 yards. Kyler Murray 4 for 42. Eno Benjamin 8 for 25 with a touchdown. Marquise Brown 8 receptions, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. Rondell Moore 7 for 68, and Zach Ertz 6 for 48. Bishop.
Come on. 3 of the
Dallas.
best teams. Like, ooh. Y'all got come on,
Dallas
wait, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that.
NFC beast, baby.
We all fans. I get it. We all got our team.
Yes, sir.
You gotta give your respect, bro. Like, right now, Dallas, the Eagles, and the Giants are playing football, man. Not saying
let's go.
How it's gonna be in the end of the year, but right now,
we balling.
3 of the best teams in the NFL right now.
Right now. That's right. We balling. Let's go. We out here balling.
They playing right now. You can't.
We balling.
So the Dallas Cowboys. Before I get to the comment which I'm finna make, the Dallas Cowboys handily take care of the Los Angeles Rams, 22-10, going to 4-1 on the season. Cooper Rush, 10 for 16 for 102 yards. We're going to talk about that in a second. I know we're going to talk about it. Tony Pollard, 8 carries for 86 yards with the touchdown. Zeke, 22 for 78. CeeDee Lamb, 5 receptions, 53 yards. Michael Gallup, 4 for 44. Noah Brown, 1 for 5. Of course, the Rams, Matthew Stafford, 28 for 42, 308 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Riley Dixon was 1 for 1 with 12. Cam Akers, 13 carries for 33 yards. Cooper Kupp, 1 for 4. Kupp, 7 receptions, 125 yards with a touchdown. Chartarius Atwell, 1 for 54. Tyler Higbee, 7 for 46. Ben Strowanek, 6 for 41. And Darrell Henderson, 4 for 30. Allen Robinson, 3 for 12. So, took care of business, right? Of course, it said that Matthew Stafford needs help. He needs plenty of help.
You need protection.
Yeah, he needs plenty of protection. He needs help. Cooper Kupp needs help.
Offense?
Well, Cooper Kupp might not. Cooper Kupp is actually doing his thing by himself. Like if he had help, I think it would be. I don't know what the hell we.
You can definitely tell with Odell not being there, it changes a lot. Without having a true number 2 wide receiver.
You get rid of all your offensive. You sent your whole offensive team to the Vikings. You're going to change your offense?
Yeah.
You sent all your coaches, literally. We got every coach you had on offense from the Rams. Of course he's going to change some things.
But he's still getting his serve on. That's the thing, though. It's like, okay, yeah, y'all bracketing me, triple teaming me, double teaming me, but I'm still doing my thing. So, Eric, I asked that. I know Bishop just walked over. I asked this. Next week, Dallas in Philly. We see?
I really believe.
Okay.
Like I'm honest with you. I think Dallas gonna win that game. And it don't matter who the quarterback is. I believe Dallas gonna win that game. Man, listen. The way Dallas is playing right now, there's not too many teams in the league that's gonna get up there and just score on the ball. I just don't see it. I don't see Philly scoring over 2 touchdowns.
So Philly, you think finally Philly runs into their the buzzsaw, get taken care of. Dallas moves to number 1 in the conference. I mean the division. Parsons could be out this week. Ron says it's like we are Detroit Lions. Interesting.
You're gonna relax this week.
And of course, the last game before we get to this Monday night game, the Bengals lose to the Baltimore Ravens, 17-19. Ravens improving to 3-2. Bengals going to 2-3. Joe Burrow, 24 for 35, 217, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Joe Mixon, 14 carries, 78 yards. Samaje Perine, 3 carries, 17 yards. Joe Burrow, 3 for 6 and a touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 6 receptions for 53 yards with a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 7 receptions, 50 yards. Samaje Perine 4 for 39. Mike Thomas 1 for 33. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson 19 for 32, 174 yards with the touchdown and an interception, as well as 58 yards on 12 carries. J.K. Dobbins 8 for 44. Kenyon Drake 4 for 26, and Duvernay 3 for 24. Mark Andrews, of course, is expected 8 receptions, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Devin Duvernay 5 for 54. Tylen Wallace 1 for 8. Demarcus Robinson 1 for 8. Another close game for Baltimore. If y'all paying attention, Baltimore, although they have lost 2 games, they have lost the 2 games with only trailing by losing the game in the last minutes of the game. So I don't know, is that a good thing for Baltimore? Is it a bad thing? What is it sustainable? But in any case, they are currently 3-2. Matt Rule got fired, but top of the line for a head coach in NCAA already. Well, when he left Baylor, he was the man.
They won that game. Somebody need to remind Lamar he ain't got no contract. But them passes, them wide open throws he missed.
It's like he hurting his product.
Yeah, like you trying to get a contract on you. We know you got the best field goal kick in the league. That's why you won that game.
And of course, tonight's game, as we have it, Monday night action, the Las Vegas Raiders 1-3, traveling to Kansas City 3-1 to do battle with the Chiefs. As Eric was saying, the boys don't stand a chance tonight. Do we see Derek Carr, Waller, Adams, Renfro, all of them? Do we see a point to where they get back in it, or is this going to be Patrick Mahomes' show?
It's Patrick Mahomes, man. Like, they didn't that old school Kansas City Chiefs team.
Yeah,
they back. Yeah, they about to score 40 points tonight.
Ooh, 40, put it up 40. I don't know, man. I need Ron. Where Ron at? Ron, who you picking tonight, Ron? I think Bitch is coming back, so I can ask him too, so I can make my pick last. Who are you picking tonight, Ron? Is it Kansas City, or is it Kansas City or the Vegas? Actually, in fact, maybe give me a rundown. Ron, you got the Chiefs.
Ron said the Chiefs. Of course. Hey, Trey, you never answered your question, man. Just a sneak peek. Who you got for next week? Eagles or Dallas? Wink one time. You taking the Eagles.
I don't know. Yeah, I gotta take a look. I gotta really look at it because
I don't know, man. Because truthfully, the Cardinals should have won. Man.
Yes, and that's the thing. I keep on looking at. A lot of this comes down to these. When we look at these teams, man, it's like these. Yeah, people are getting these W's. People are squeaking pie. There's like not too many games where someone's just running over teams. It's like coming down to last second. Last week, you got to think New Orleans won the game against Minnesota because of the technicality. Okay. Last week, saying Green Bay lost this week because of the technicality. Or, saying it's like these teams, they just. I mean, they took the L, but they were well within striking distance. So all these teams are within striking distance. There's certain things that's coming out. We just watched the Falcons lose on a technicality.
Yeah.
Like these teams are within striking distance. There's not too many teams that are just getting blown out, and then the ones that you have blown out is clear and concise. There's no coming back, and those are against inferior powers. So it just comes down to it. So I'm not sure yet who I'm looking at. Or right now, if I was to see, I mean, consensus would be that, okay, it's going to be Philly because they're undefeated. But we're looking at a division rivalry, playing for the top spot in the NFC East, playing with a quarterback who is now 4-0 in starts. Dak might be able to come back. Do they replace Dak? I know Cornelius continues to say that, hey, no. So yesterday was correct, Cornelius. They were yesterday. Cornelius, do you think now that having their do you think that Dallas played or that they was played a good game, or do you think it was just a circumstances and basically Rush isn't going to be ready? You still not on Rush being the quarterback going forth until he starts to show that he's not that person. Has Rush earned your respect yet, Cornelius, or is it still Dak on yours?
I think the coaches use Rush like they used to use, like Belichick used to use Tom Brady when he first became a star. It was more for just control the offense. Don't do nothing more than what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Just simple passes. Let them make plays. That's what's been happening for Dallas.
Bishop, you was just talking about. We just bring it up, talking about. Oh, who you got? Kansas City or Las Vegas tonight?
Kansas City. They playing at Arrowhead.
Kansas City.
They playing at Arrowhead. How did we do? What's the deal? What happened? How did we fare this week?
Hold on, let me go back and recount.
I told I was taking Dallas next week.
You taking down? Good take. You do that.
This is one time, you know. I got to go with Dallas this time.
Okay, I feel you. Cooper Rush is a backup. Dak is back. Okay, Dak is back. We're gonna try to break his thumb. We going for his hand every time he throw the ball. Swing it. Oh shoot!
So currently,
we probably want Cooper. We probably want Dak to stay in and get a win, because Cooper, the way Cooper playing, he 4-0. Well, go ahead, Trey. What'd you say?
Currently, you're looking at you 11-4. You took Kansas City tonight. Ron 10-5. He took Kansas City tonight. I am 11-4, but I am taking the Raiders tonight.
I expected you to take the Raiders,
of course,
because you need that. You need that extra.
Are you serious? Are you taking? Did you try? Are you trying?
He probably play catch up.
Yeah,
he's trying to play catch up.
No, but you know what? Legitimately, I understand. I just think I do not knock Mahomes, right? I do not knock Mahomes, but I still.
However, Tommy, he don't believe Mahomes is that dude no more without Tyreek.
No, I'm starting to think that Mahomes, saying his skill is his skill. He can't take that away from him. Mixed with Andy Reid, he's in a good position. But I think it's going to come to it's going to be a wall. It's a ceiling that he's not going to break through. Not this year. So I think he's winning right now. It's just I need him. I do need him to do what he got to do, because I need them points tonight, because that's the only way I'm going to beat Key. So, but
you talking about for fantasy?
Yeah, for fantasy, I need him to win tonight. I do need him. I need him to put up points tonight, hellacious points. But because she has Derek Carr and Devontae Adams.
Ooh,
actually, I'm changing my thought.
And you think the Raiders gonna be the switch it up?
Disregard the last statement. I'm going with Kansas City.
Okay.
Raiders ain't gonna score enough points to beat them boys, man.
I don't think so either. I don't think they got enough firepower to beat them. And
got to be a high-power offense.
That part. Even without Tyreek Hill.
So before we get up out of here, real quick, Bishop, y'all got a huge game next week potentially. Of course, I don't know if you can see the comments. You just heard Eric said he's basically he's going with the Eagles. I mean, he's going with the Cowboys. Cornelius said Dallas by
CC going with Cowboys. He's a Cowboys fan. We know that.
By 4.
Hey, y'all be on the lookout, man. Y'all check me out on Twitter, not Twitter, on TikTok. So me and my brother-in-law, we had a bet. Because he's a huge Cowboy fan. We did a huge bet last night after the Cowboys won and after the Eagles won, because of course the Cowboys played and the Eagles played at the same time last night, with us being victorious as well as the Cowboys being victorious. So we had a huge bet last night. We did it on TikTok, and the bet is the Cowboys win. I got to put on my brother-in-law's Cowboys jersey, which is it almost made me throw up in my mouth, a Dak Prescott jersey. I got to put that on, run down the street and saying, how about them Cowboys or whatever. I said if my Eagles win, him and a couple of the other Dallas Cowboy fans have to wear their jersey and jump in the pool with their jersey. And the heat is not going to be on in the pool. So be on the lookout for that, baby. That's coming. We've already got like I don't know how many comments on TikTok about it already. But yeah, we posted that last night probably about 10 o'clock. And woke up this morning to comments out the yin yang. Of course, it was a bunch of Cowboy fans, but either way, be on the lookout for that, man. That's coming up. The winner is going to have to suffer the consequences. Say what, Eric?
That's the game of the season right now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Nothing else matters next week but y'all, man.
Yep. You see, Ron said great executive decision there, Trey.
Whatever. So, like y'all hear the music, we greatly appreciate Eric being here with us this morning, rocking with us.
Absolutely, man.
Minnesota 4-1.
Hey, it is what it is, bro.
I don't like the fact that
how many 4-1 teams is there? 2? Dallas, them. Is that it? That's the only 4-1 teams? I think that's the only 4-1 teams, ain't it?
The Giants.
Let me see.
Yeah, the
Giants.
Bills. The Bills. The Bills. No, 4-1.
Like
the Bills are 4-1. Chiefs are 3-1.
No, it ain't. It's only the Bills. Oh, hold on. The Bills. In the AFC, it's the Bills, and if the Chiefs win, they'll be 4-1. That's the only two in the AFC, and then in the NFC.
The Vikings. Yeah, that's it. Vikings and the Cowboys. Oh, Vikings, Cowboys, and the Giants. I'm sorry.
And the Giants.
Yeah.
And the Eagles. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The Eagles are 5-0.
Yeah. So it ain't many. It ain't many. Okay.
So tonight, even
the top 32 now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be just checking that tomorrow, of course. So yeah, it's getting interesting. So like you said,
it is.
Vikings. I don't like the fact that I'm the only person on this panel, and we 3-2.
Yes, that part.
But
yeah.
Just like anything else, in due time, in our fashion.
Oh, here he go with the nonsense, bro.
In true fashion, we will basically be back on point in a few bits.
So,
like Ron said,
we don't believe in Minnesota. Oh, jabs.
So,
hey, man.
Go ahead, Eric.
He just mad that one of his many teams lost. The Rams lost.
His mini team. He said one of his mini teams. His mini teams lost.
Well, we appreciate y'all walking with us this morning, High Speed. Be sure to catch us. Y'all know every day of the week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 1100 hours. Right chair. Of course, more to come. We're getting ready. NBA season coming back. We're getting closer and closer to the CFP standings get ready to come out. Some of us will have something to say, other of us won't, but it is what it is. It's a whole vibe. We look forward to seeing y'all here tomorrow. Talk about this NFL Monday Night Football. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop, the CEO. We bid y'all a good day. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. The upcoming week.
Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. We'll holler back at y'all. Peace.